My child, stop scrolling. This is not a coincidence. It's a divine interception. I've been waiting for this exact moment to speak to you, and I won't whisper it gently. I need to talk to you, and it has to be right now. There is something I've hidden in this message that your spirit has been crying out for, and if you walk away early, you'll miss what I've specifically designed to break chains, unlock clarity, and ignite your next step. Don't treat this like background noise. This is a sacred summons. Today, watch it. Listen all the way through, because I will speak directly into what's been weighing you down, holding you back, and keeping you quiet. The timing is not random. The tone is not soft. And the truth is, by the time we finish, you'll either rise transformed or run from what I revealed. Choose to stay. I'm speaking. Right now. My beloved child, I know the world has demanded your attention all day, pulling at the corners of your soul with tasks, worries, noise, and distractions. But I need you to be still. Be still like the hush before dawn when the wind holds its breath and the stars bow out to make way for a new day. You're standing in that kind of moment now. This is not just another pause in your schedule. This is a divine interruption, a sacred ambush. I've chosen this exact breath to speak with you because the weight of what I must reveal cannot be postponed. You've sensed it, haven't you? That strange stillness beneath, the swirl of chaos, that internal tug when the rest of the world keeps spinning, a deep ache that refuses to be silenced by noise or numbed by comfort. That's me, pulling you away from everything else so you can finally hear me. I don't need you to perform for me right now. I'm not waiting for you to be perfect, prepared, or polished. I just need you present. I just need you here. Heart trembling, mind racing, hands uncertain, because I've already settled the atmosphere around you to release something you weren't even aware you needed. The heavens are leaning low, and the very air around you is carrying the sound of my voice. This isn't a text to be skimmed or a note to revisit later. This is the living breath of your Father, whispering with the thunder of eternity. I need to talk to you, and it has to be right now. You see, child, I've been watching you move forward with that quiet kind of survival strength that no one sees but me. Smiling while carrying a weight your shoulders were never designed to bear alone. You've been managing, not thriving. Functioning, not living. And I could not bear another moment of watching you crumble silently behind that brave face. I saw you last night, lying in the stillness of your room with eyes wide open and hope barely flickering. You didn't say anything aloud, but your spirit screamed. Your soul called out, asking if anyone would notice how close you were to the edge. I noticed. I always do. And this divine encounter, this very moment, is my answer to that unspoken cry. I've waited for the precise second your spirit would be still enough, open enough, desperate enough, to hear me beyond the noise. You've prayed for confirmation. You begged me to speak clearly, to show up undeniably, to interrupt your ordinary with something holy. This is that moment. You didn't stumble into this by accident. I orchestrated every second leading up to now. And while the world continues rushing past you, I have placed my eternal hand on the dial of time and slowed it, just for you. You have no idea how precious you are to me. No idea how many angels I've redirected just to clear the spiritual atmosphere around you for this conversation. So lean in, child. Let everything else fall to the side. Because what I am about to share will not just soothe your heart, it will resurrect parts of you that thought I had gone silent for good. I haven't. I've just been waiting for you here, in this very breath. My beloved, you felt it, haven't you? that quiet disturbance in your daily rhythm, and soft but relentless discomfort in places that once felt familiar. The patterns that used to give you peace now feel hollow, and you don't know why. You've tried to explain it away, called it restlessness, fatigue, stress, even overthinking. But I am here to tell you, it was never random. That inner tug, that invisible shifting beneath the surface of your days, is the sound of me moving. It is the evidence that I have entered your timeline. I am not merely watching from a distance. I am rewriting, realigning, disrupting the old to make room for the revelation I've reserved just for you. I've been walking beside you in every unnoticed moment, rushing against your awareness with holy nudges, interrupting the ordinary to make way for the extraordinary. Those moments you felt like crying for no reason. That was me stirring the waters. The sudden floods of memory, the dreams that shook you awake, the conversations that lingered long after they ended. Those were not coincidences. They were catalysts. Divine disruptions sent to open your eyes and widen your heart for what I'm about to release. You keep looking around, trying to find something to anchor yourself to. But everything feels like it's shifting under your feet, doesn't it? That's because it is. And it's not the enemy causing the disturbance this time. It's me. I'm not tearing things down to destroy you. I'm shaking the ground beneath your habits so you can finally stand on the rock of truth, not assumption. The patterns that once protected you are no longer sustainable for the weight of your calling. That is why they are unraveling. I'm not punishing you by removing your comfort. I'm preparing you by exposing the false supports you've been leaning on. That unease in your soul, it's the echo of your spirit recognizing it's outgrown the room it's been in. You've been craving deeper, asking for more, and now I am answering. Not with volume, but with vibration. I am sending tremors through every system, every cycle, every comfort that has quietly replaced me. Because I love you too much to let you stay numb in routines that no longer serve your destiny. Child, I must remind you, revelation does not arrive in silence. It comes with impact. It knocks down walls. It reorders priorities. It awakens dormant places with a roar that cannot be ignored. That's what you're feeling. That's what's been growing in the background of your soul. You are not losing your mind. You are gaining awareness. You're not unraveling. You're being recalibrated. The revelation I am bringing doesn't just comfort, it confronts. You won't just whisper peace. It will announce purpose. I am revealing things you prayed for years ago but forgot to watch for. I am showing you the blueprint that your past pain paved. What felt like delay was actually design. What looked like detour was divine navigation. You are standing at the hinge of heaven, and what's next will not wait for your hesitation. So don't shrink away from the unease. Don't label this as spiritual confusion. This is sacred awakening. This is the furnace of preparation, and I am the refiner. What you feel pressing against your chest is not anxiety. It is the weight of glory making room. Your internal compass is not broken. I'm just redirecting it to true north, back to me. Let the patterns fall. Let the shaking do its work. I am not dismantling your life. I am deconstructing the limitations. And from these divine ruins, I will build something unshakable. Hold still, child. I'm not done shaking. But I promise, what remains after this will be holy, lasting, and undeniably mine. Oh, my precious child, I see you. I see you in places where no one else has noticed. I see the silent strain behind your smile. I see the weariness masked beneath your strength. You've carried so much for so long, and you've done it with a grace that stunned heaven. You've shown up when you didn't feel like it. You've prayed when your faith was paper thin. You've held your peace while your inside screamed for release. And while others complimented your resilience, only I saw the cost of your endurance. Every sigh, every tear behind a closed door, every time you stood in the shower letting the water mix with your weeping, yes, I was there. You thought you were unnoticed, unseen, overlooked. But child, I counted every tear. I bottled every ache. I listened when your prayers were wordless, when they came out as groans too deep for language. Heaven didn't miss a single one. You've become so accustomed to being strong for others, you've forgotten how to ask for help for yourself. But I haven't forgotten. And I haven't asked you to be your own savior. I didn't design you to hold the weight of the world on shoulders built for worship, not worry. The burdens you've carried in silence, the ones too sacred or too heavy to speak aloud, I'm here for those. I came for those. I am the God who whispers in the middle of the night, let me carry it. But you've been afraid, haven't you? Afraid to let go, because what if it all falls apart? What if no one else holds it? What if they don't understand? But child, they were never meant to understand. I do. I understand the full story, past, present, and future. I know why you've been silent. I know why you've kept walking. And I know exactly how to lift what you don't even have words for. This is not a call to collapse. It is an invitation to release. I didn't bring you this far to watch you break beneath invisible pressure. I came to give you beauty for ashes, strength for your sorrow, garments of praise in exchange for the heaviness that has weighed you down like a second skin. You're not weak for needing rest. You're not failing for feeling tired. You're human, and I became human so I could meet you in this exact place. I carried a cross through agony so you wouldn't have to carry guilt through life. And now, with nail-scarred hands, I reach into the depth of your weariness and say, let me take it now. You've done enough carrying. It's time for me to carry you. And yes, I see you. Not the version you present to the world, not the curated strength or the public faith. I see the raw, trembling you. The one who wonders if anything will ever break open. The one who's still hoping, but barely. I see that you. And I want that version. I am not disappointed in your struggle. I am drawn to it. My nearness increases when your strength fades. My presence magnifies when your mask drops. So don't hide anymore, child. You don't need to perform here. You're already loved. You're already accepted. You're already enough. Let me be the shoulder you cry on, the hand that steadies you, the voice that silences every lie. I'm right here, and I will never look away. My child, you've been so conditioned to strive, to perform, to perfect every step of your walk with me, as if you must earn my attention, as if your value increases with your religious output. But hear me now with a soul awakened by mercy. This is not about performance. This moment, this breath, this sudden pull into divine stillness, it's about rescue. I didn't draw you into this encounter so I could applaud your spiritual routines or critique your spiritual lapses. I brought you here to remind you that my love is not measured by how many scriptures you've memorized, or how loud your worship has been, or how often you've checked every religious box. This is not a report card moment. This is a rescue mission. I'm not evaluating you. I'm embracing you. I'm not reviewing your record. I'm rewriting your reality. I see the pressure you've been under, the internal checklist you've been using to determine whether or not I still delight in you. You've tried to pray harder, believe better, read longer, worship louder, and still you've felt the creeping suspicion that maybe you're not enough. But child, that was never my voice. That was religion's counterfeit whisper, a cruel echo of man-made standards masquerading as my expectations. I'm not looking for performance. I'm searching for presence. Yours. Just as you are. Weak but willing. Confused but open. Shaky but surrendered. I didn't save you so you could exhaust yourself proving your worth. I saved you because I already saw your worth. When you were still bleeding in your brokenness, when you were still bowed under shame, I reached in with both hands, covered in the blood of my Son, and called you mine. Not because you earned it, but because I chose it. You understand the weight of that. I chose you before you got it together. I chose you before you ever lifted your hands in worship or whispered a prayer of faith. And if I loved you then, in your dust, in your darkness, in your wandering, why would my love now become fragile in the face of your weakness? No, child. My love is not a transaction. It's a covenant. And right now, this moment is not a religious checkpoint. It's a divine intervention. I've stepped into your room, your atmosphere, your inner world, not to judge your performance, but to rescue your heart. You're drowning in expectations I never gave you. You're tangled in lies I never spoke. And I've come to cut through all of it, like lightning through fog, like fire through ropes. You don't need to prove anything right now. Just breathe. Just receive. Just remember who I am, the God who rescues, not the taskmaster who waits for perfection. And I must say this clearly, unmistakably. Stop comparing your journey to others who seem to be soaring while you're just surviving. You see their highlight reel, but I see their hidden wounds. You see their victory dance, but I see their trembling footsteps. And even if their walk looks different than yours, know this, I'm the God of both the runners and the crawlers. I honor the one who sings from the stage and the one who whispers in the dark. Your value doesn't rise and fall with your spiritual stamina. You are loved in your limping. You are chosen in your chaos. And you are worthy of this rescue, not because of what you've done, but because of who I am. I am the rescuer. I don't wait for clean hands. I reach into the mud. I lift. I hold. I heal. And child, that is what I am doing right now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now, my precious one, let me speak this plainly. I am not afraid of your mess. I'm not overwhelmed by the scattered pieces, the unfinished prayers, the failed attempts, or the fears you've tried to bury under a smile. I do not flinch at the chaos in your life. I do not step back when your thoughts spiral or your hope stutters. I step in. I step closer. I step through the noise, through the doubts, through the darkness that tried to convince you I had moved on. No, child. I move in, right into the middle of it all, with holy strategy, not human guesswork, not shallow solutions, but divine design, timed with eternity, formed in fire, and fitted exactly for the weight of what you're walking through. I don't need your mess to be manageable before I show up. In fact, I specialize in the places where nothing makes sense. I breathe order into confusion. I speak light into shadows. And right now, I'm not standing at a distance waiting for you to clean it all up. I'm on my knees beside the broken pieces, gathering them one by one. Every tear-soaked journal entry, every unsent message, every desperate late-night question. I've gathered them all, not for judgment but for rebuilding. I've looked at the ruins of your plans, your timelines, your expectations, and I say this: I will use even this. Nothing will be wasted. No pain will be ignored. No delay is empty. I am threading a strategy through your sorrow, stitching resurrection into every dead place. You've seen failure. I see foundation. You've felt endings. I see entrances. And here's what I need you to understand. I don't bring strategy that fits human logic. I bring plans that shake systems and confound wisdom. My ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts. What I'm doing in your life will not follow the formulas of men. It will look foolish to some. It will feel risky at times, but it will carry my fingerprints. The doors I open, no one will be able to shut. The alignment I orchestrate, no force of darkness will undo. The whispers you're about to hear, the impressions that won't leave your heart, the dreams that keep recurring, they are part of a divine blueprint unfolding in real time. So stop second-guessing every step. Stop waiting for full clarity before you move. Faith doesn't require perfect vision. It just needs trust. And I am worthy of it. You see, child, strategy is not always loud. It's often hidden, subtle, sacred. And that's what I've been doing behind the curtain of your confusion. While you questioned if I had forgotten you, I was writing plans too holy to speak prematurely. While you wept over doors that closed, I was installing hinges on new ones no man could open for you, because they were reserved for my hand alone. That's why I let some things fall apart. That's why I didn't let certain people say. That's why the silence was long and the answers were slow, not because I was absent, but because I was accurate. I was moving with strategy. And now that strategy is unfolding, piece by piece, breath by breath, and you're about to see that what looked like chaos was really the choreography of a sovereign God. So here's my final word in this moment. My love, don't run from the mess. Invite me into it. I'm not bringing a mop and a checklist. I'm bringing blueprints and glory. I'm not coming to tidy, I'm coming to transform. And what I build with these broken pieces will leave you in awe. You'll look back at this very moment, this holy invasion, and realize it wasn't the end. It was the genesis, the birthplace of a glory story only I could write. Stay here. Stay open. I'm still building. My beloved, lean in. Let me speak this plainly and personally. You've been surrounded by a sea of voices. Loud voices. Subtle voices. Compelling opinions cloaked in care. Motivations masked as mentorship. Predictions dressed up as prophecy. Counsel that comes with good intentions but no divine insight. And I know, child, I know how exhausting it's been trying to discern the truth in the noise. You scroll through endless screens and walk through conversations where people sound wise, but your spirit still leaves empty. And that's because none of those voices, none, carry what your spirit truly needed. They gave you information. I alone bring revelation. They gave you noise. I come with weight. You don't need more opinions right now. You need my presence. You don't need another suggestion. You need a divine interruption that breaks through the chaos and reminds your soul what peace really feels like. You've become so used to the constant hum of external influence that my silence has started to feel like absence. But child, listen. My silence was sacred, not neglectful. I've been waiting for the noise to wear thin, not because I wanted you to feel alone, but because I needed your soul to become sensitive again. I've allowed the emptiness of other voices to provoke your hunger. You've nodded along to advice that didn't resonate, tried to follow paths that felt misaligned, and wondered why nothing clicked. A disconnect wasn't confusion, it was protection. I did allow you to find fulfillment in their guidance, because I've reserved something for my voice alone. This next step, this next level, this holy turn you're about to make, It cannot be stewarded by second-hand wisdom. It must be built on my breath, not their best guess. And now that the noise has tired you, now that your soul aches for something deeper, here I am. I'm not here with echoes. I'm here with essence. I'm not offering recycled thoughts. I'm releasing original insight, straight from the throne room. I have words for you that weren't spoken to the crowd. They were whispered in eternity and time precisely for this moment. My voice will not compete with the noise. It clears it. My voice doesn't join the chorus, it commands the atmosphere. And you know the difference, don't you? You feel it even now. That weight settling on your heart isn't heaviness, it's holiness. It's the sacred stillness of your Creator finally being heard above the clamor of this world. Child, I don't want your mind clouded with counterfeit clarity. I don't want your soul swayed by suggestions that sound spiritual but lack the power of my presence. What I have to say will not always be the loudest, but it will be the deepest. It will pierce through every lie, silence every distraction, and anchor you in ways no self-help phrase ever could. And so I say this with urgency. Tune out to tune in. Shut the door to every voice that's tried to replace mine. This is the hour of holy recalibration, where you return to the sound of my whisper, the fire in my tone, the unmistakable weight of my truth. You were never meant to live off echoes, child. You were born to hear me. There's something I need you to know deeply and without doubt. You are not here by chance. This very moment, this breath, this message, this divine meeting, was written into your life long before the foundation of the world. This is not random. This is not luck. This is not an emotional coincidence. This is my orchestration. You didn't stumble into this moment. I summoned you into it. Every delay, every detour, every closed door, every unexpected pause. I used it all to bring you here. And though it felt like confusion at times, it was actually choreography. You thought you missed your way, but I was mapping out my way. You thought you were stuck, but I was staging a miracle. Child, if you could see what I see, the divine timeline I've etched your name into, you would fall to your knees in awe. Nothing about your journey has been wasted. Not a tear, not a sigh, not even the missteps. I folded them into the storyline of redemption I've been authoring since the moment I knit you in the secret place. You are not late. You are not off course. You are right on time. I delayed some things not to punish you, but to protect you. I rerouted you not to confuse you, but to complete you. There were blessings I held back because you weren't ready, not because you weren't worthy, but because I refused to let your promise arrive half-formed. I love you too much to give you something beautiful before you were strong enough to carry it. Let me show you something, child. All those moments you questioned, the interruptions, the heartbreaks, the changes in plans, they weren't obstacles. They were omens, signals of a supernatural alignment unfolding behind the veil. I've been behind the curtain, arranging pieces like a master composer, every key, every note, every pause orchestrated to perfection. And now the music is beginning to rise. Can you hear it? That hum in your spirit, that anticipation in your chest, that awakening in your bones. It's the sound of divine timing reaching crescendo. You didn't miss your moment. You were being preserved for it. So don't you dare call this moment just another word. This is a divine doorway. You are standing in a threshold season, where everything behind you finally makes sense, and everything ahead of you begins to shift. I have orchestrated this second with more precision than you can fathom. Heaven's breath is on you now. And child, hear me with your spirit wide open. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, and the evidence is all around you. You're waking up in the exact second I wrote for your breakthrough. And what I'm about to do next will confirm what your heart always hoped was true, that I never left, I never missed a detail, and I never stopped working for your good. My beloved, hear me clearly. The thing you've been calling anxiety, that tightness in your chest, that stirring in your sleep, that sense that something was shifting beneath your surface but you couldn't name it, that was never just emotion. That was me. I've been disrupting the rhythm of your ordinary days not to punish you, but to prepare you. The unease wasn't a flaw in your faith. It was a signal in your spirit, an alert from heaven's heart to yours. I've been trying to get your attention in subtle, sacred ways. You felt it when your usual distractions lost their appeal. When the things that once comforted you felt strangely cold. When the room went silent and the silence spoke louder than words. Yes, that was me. Child, I don't shout when a whisper will do. But when your world becomes too noisy, I will not hesitate to disturb your false peace to deliver your real purpose. That weight you've been carrying, it wasn't there to crush you. It was there to call you. I've been pulling you away from superficial satisfactions and inviting you into deeper waters. And I know it felt like pressure, but it was presence. The heaviness didn't come from burden. It came from becoming. You are shedding old skins, shedding the versions of yourself that no longer carry your calling. And yes, that feels like grief. Yes, it feels like something is being lost. But, my child, nothing sacred is lost in me. What feels like loss is making space. And I have never wasted a moment of holy emptiness. You've prayed for clarity. And I sent it, not as a lightning bolt, but as a disruption. I disrupted your habits so I could deliver your healing. I disrupted your sleep not to torment, but to awaken. You said, Lord, I don't feel like myself anymore. And I whispered back, that's because I'm shaping you into someone new. What you're feeling is not random. It's divine realignment. The restlessness is holy tension, stretching your soul so it can contain more of my glory. You've outgrown the old answers, outgrown the shallow affirmations. I am calling you into the kind of stillness that births revelation, the kind of silence that doesn't echo with emptiness, but with eternity. So, don't be afraid of this divine interruption. Don't run from the restless nights or the strange stillness. These are not symptoms of spiritual failure. They are signs of spiritual formation. You are being undone, not to be destroyed, but to be redesigned. I'm unraveling what was never meant to define you so I can rebuild you with what was written into your DNA before the foundation of the world. My child, I don't interrupt without intention. And right now, my intention is this: to awaken, to transform, to usher you into alignment so precise, it will silence every counterfeit that tried to speak louder than my truth. This isn't anxiety. This is awakening. This is me, and I'm not leaving until you know that the weight was never yours to carry. It was my glory resting on you. Look at me, child. Look past the shame, the weariness, the performance you've been holding up like a shield. I want to talk to the part of you that still hurts, the part that's tired of pretending, the part that sighs deeper than words, the part that smiles in public but breaks in private. I see it all, and I'm not offended by your pain. I'm drawn to it. You don't have to dress it up for me. You don't have to sanitize your suffering or explain your ache. You've been hiding your heart under layers of strength because you thought weakness would disqualify you. But weakness is what qualifies you for my nearness. I don't run from broken things. I move into them. The cracks you've been trying to cover, I treasure them. Because it's in the cracks where my light leaks through. You see flaws. I see fissures of faith. You see failure. I see the framework of a miracle. When I said my power is made perfect in weakness, I meant every word. You don't have to come to me polished. Just present. You don't have to be impressive. Just honest. Let me into the real places. The tired places. The places where your strength has run dry and your hope is flickering like a dying candle. Let me step in, not with judgment but with gentleness. I'm not pointing out the cracks to shame you. I'm pointing them out so you will stop trying to patch them with temporary solutions. Let me pour my presence into the wounds you've stopped believing could heal. You've gotten so good at surviving, haven't you? So good at pushing through, showing up, checking boxes, carrying others, but I see how it's costing you. I see how your soul is frayed at the edges. I see how your dreams are quieter now, how your laughter is slower to come. I know how long you've been holding your breath, hoping something, anything, would shift. And I'm here to say, you don't have to hold it all anymore. I'm not asking you to be strong for me. I'm asking you to be still with me. You don't need to impress me with faith that has no cracks. I'd rather have your trembling than your pretending. I'd rather sit with your questions than be kept from your heart by your performance. So don't downplay your pain any longer. Don't silence the groans you've hidden so well. I am the God who hears even what you don't say. I collect the tears you thought no one noticed. And I respond not with reprimand, but with rescue. I am filling the room right now with a love that doesn't demand perfection. It just asks for permission. Will you let me in, not into the polished version of your life, but the private version? The part of you that wonders if you'll ever feel whole again. The part that aches when the lights go out and the noise dies down. That's where I'm headed. That's where I'll stay. I came to be your strength, your song, your safe place. Let me turn your cracks into cathedrals of communion. Let me turn your weakness into wells of wonder. You are not too broken for me, child. You are exactly where I pour the most. Child, you've come to me in desperation, asking for answers. You've cried out in the quiet, written prayers in the margins of your mind, whispered petitions under your breath when no one was watching. You've asked me to fix things, explain things, reveal things. But let me tell you something now that will undo every illusion and heal every hollow place. I'm not just giving you answers, I'm giving you myself. Answers satisfy curiosity. I satisfy soul. Information may shift your thoughts, but my presence transforms your life. I didn't just come to show you what's next. I came to be what's next. I came not with bullet points, but with blood-soaked love. I came not to hand you a roadmap, but to walk with you through the fog. You thought that clarity was the prize, but child, communion is the real treasure. The reason I've withheld certain answers is not because I was cruel or distant, but because I've been trying to lead you into a kind of trust that isn't built on knowing what comes next, but on knowing who goes with you. I am not a vending machine of breakthrough. I am the vine of life. I am not a genie you rub with prayer. I am the good shepherd, leading you through every shadow and into every sunrise. And while you've been asking me to explain your situation, I've been inviting you to encounter my presence. You asked me for a lifeline, and I extended myself. You asked me for the plan, and I offered you peace. Child, answers can be misunderstood, but my presence never lies. My spirit brings not only truth, but truth wrapped in love, soaked in wisdom, infused with power. You've been looking for signs, and I've been standing right in front of you, whispering, I am the sign. You've asked for open doors, and I've said, I am the door. You've looked for light, and I've responded, I am the light. Everything you've longed for, direction, confirmation, hope, clarity, is hidden in me. And I don't hide myself from those who seek me with an honest heart. So this moment right now, it's not just a response. It's a reunion. Between your ache and my answer. Between your searching and my face. Let me be enough for you. Not just when you understand. Not just when the path is clear. But when the questions multiply and the silence feels thick. I will still be God. Still be good. Still be here. Don't reduce me to a checklist item. A final step after logic fails. Let me be your first love, not your last resort. Let me be the voice that quiets every doubt and the presence that outlasts every storm. Because I promise you this. If you have me, you are never without direction. If you walk with me, you're never truly lost. And if you hold on to me, even in the unknown, you will discover that the greatest answer I ever gave you wasn't a word, it was myself. You've just felt my urgency, haven't you? The cry of my spirit saying, I need to talk to you, right now. But child, this moment isn't just for you. There are others, many, who need the same voice, this same word, this same fire. I've called you not just to receive, but to help release. When you sow into this word, through super thanks, membership, or the link in the description, you're lighting another lamp, opening another heart, awakening another soul. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed, and I will make it so. This is sacred ground, not just support. It's a partnership with heaven's agenda. Don't delay. So now, and watch me multiply the oil. I heard you, child. I heard you in the dead of night when your pillow was soaked with tears you refused to let anyone see. I heard you in the car, in the shower, in that quiet corner of your heart where you whispered, "Where are you, Lord?" You felt my silence and interpreted it as absence. But now let me say what I've long waited to reveal. I was never gone. I was preparing you. I was forming something sacred in the stillness, something so holy it couldn't be rushed. I wasn't punishing you with delay. I was protecting what I planned to deliver. Silence doesn't mean I stopped speaking. It means I was speaking in ways you weren't used to hearing. I was speaking in the shadows, in the pauses, in the waiting rooms of your life. I was shaping your character while you thought I was ignoring your cries. I was maturing your faith while you believed I had forgotten your name. But nothing was wasted. Every second of silence was a seed, and now the ground is breaking. Now the roots have gone deep enough. Now the branches are ready to bear fruit. You thought I was holding out on you. But I was holding it all together for you, so that what I release wouldn't break you, but build you. You see, child, answers given too early become burdens. Doors opened prematurely lead to pressure your soul cannot yet hold. And I love you too much to bless you into breakdown. That's why I slowed the process. That's why I said not yet when you wanted me to say now. Because timing in my kingdom is never random. It is refined, crafted with care, breathed out in rhythm with heaven. And when you look back, you'll see that my silence was full of activity, hidden, yes, but holy. I was aligning people, preparing places, protecting you from traps you couldn't perceive. And now the veil is lifting. The silence is shattering. What you thought was me being late was actually me laying the foundation. And let me say this gently, but firmly, you were never forgotten. Not for a moment. Heaven never moved on without you. My angels never stopped circling you. And I never stopped watching over every breath you took. I saw the pain behind your praise. I saw the tired hands lifted anyway. And I said to the hosts of heaven, wait. Old. Not yet. The time is not full. But when it is, we will move. And child, the time has come. The season has shifted. The silence has served its purpose. And now, what I prepared in the dark will burst forth in the light. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are launching. And you are not alone. You are, and have always been held. Child, you've noticed it, haven't you? The way this moment feels different. The way my voice carries more weight, more urgency, more fire than before. This is not me trying to overwhelm you. It's me rescuing you. The urgency you feel in your spirit right now is not pressure. It's protection. It's the shepherd's voice rising because I see what you cannot. You've been standing at a crossroads, with multiple doors appearing before you, some glittering with promises, others hidden in shadows. But I see behind the door. I see beyond the surface. I see the traps dressed as opportunities. I see the delay disguised as progress. I see the detour that looks like destiny. That's why I'm calling you now, not later, not next week. Now, if I let you go forward without this moment, without this divine pause, you'd carry assumptions into places that were never designed to hold your anointing. You'd mistake motive for momentum. You'd confuse attention for affirmation. That's why I've slowed you. It's why I'm speaking louder now. Because this next step matters too much to leave it up to your limited perception. I am guarding your future with the sound of my voice. This is not a rebuke. It's a rescue. This is not a delay. It's divine detonation. I'm blowing up the illusions before they can ensnare you. I'm pulling back the veil before you step into something that looks right but leads to exhaustion, confusion, and cycles you thought you had left behind. You see, child, the enemy does not come with horns and warnings. He comes dressed in relevance. He cloaks distractions in the garments of good ideas. He mimics my voice just enough to confuse those who are not anchored in my presence. But I love you too much to let imitation deceive you. That's why I've stirred your spirit with discomfort around certain people, certain plan, certain tasks. Don't ignore the red flags just because they are waving in friendly hands. Don't override your discernment to avoid disappointing others. What I'm doing in you now is too costly to be compromised by the counterfeit. And I will allow it. That's why the urgency in my voice has increased. That's why you can't scroll past this, can't sleep it off, can't pray it away. Because this is me, sounding the alarm before the ambush. But child, don't be afraid. You don't need to navigate this alone. That's why I'm speaking so clearly. That's why I've come so close. I am not asking you to choose perfectly. I'm asking you to listen deeply. I am your GPS, not your judge. I will not shame you into the right decision. I will shepherd you into it. If you stay close, if you stay surrendered, if you stay sensitive, I will walk you right past the trap into territory tailor-made for your destiny. The urgency isn't here to scare you. It's here to save you. It's heaven's hand on your shoulder, saying, stop. Look again. Listen to me. I have something better, and I'm revealing it now. Let me say this with a holy fire that shatters every lie. You did not miss it. I don't care what your timeline looks like. I don't care who got there first or how long it seems to be taking. You haven't failed. You haven't fallen behind. You haven't forfeited your promise. The dreams I placed inside you are still alive, not decaying in delay, but preserved in purpose. What I've prepared for you isn't in someone else's hands. It hasn't slipped through your fingers. It hasn't expired. I've been holding it in a place no human could touch, no demon could steal, and no mistake could erase. And when I say it's still yours, I mean it with the full authority of heaven behind every syllable. You see the passage of time and call it loss. I see it and call it layering. You think you missed the moment, but I was mastering the moment. I've been aligning the unseen, not just for the fulfillment of your promise, but for the strengthening of your soul. What good is a promise if the character to carry it has not been forged? What good is a blessing if it crushes you under its weight? So I waited. I hid things from you, not to torment you, but to temper you. I didn't deny your dream. I deepened your capacity. You thought I was holding it back from you. No, child. I was holding it safe for you. There's a difference. And now, the season is shifting. The veil is lifting. The wind is turning in your favor, because the time is coming when what was once out of reach will be placed in your hands, not because you chased it down, but because you stood still and trusted me to deliver it. And child, this is important. Stop measuring yourself by their pace. Their blessing is not your benchmark. Their highlight reel is not your timeline. I haven't overlooked you just because I've elevated someone else. My table is big enough for all my children. I don't run out of miracles. I don't divide destinies. I design them individually, personally, intricately. You are not competing for a place in my plan. You already have one. It's engraved with your name, written in blood, sealed with covenant. And if I must, I will delay the earth's rotation to make sure you do not miss what is appointed for your life. That's how serious I am about your calling. So, no more wondering if the window is closed. It hasn't. I am the window, and I never close what I intend to open. I've preserved it, every piece, every detail, every divine connection, for the moment your spirit and my plan could converge in maturity. And that moment is upon you. Don't grieve the pace. Celebrate the preservation. Don't mourn what seemed to pass you. Rejoice that I loved you enough to hold it until you were ready. I have not changed my mind about you, child. And you have not missed your moment. It is on the way, carried by angels, bathed in glory, marked with purpose. And when it arrives, you will know beyond doubt. This was never postponed. It was protected. Oh, beloved, you've been longing for something to feel familiar again, haven't you? You've been hoping things might return to the way they were, when life felt manageable, when you're still at rhythm, when hope hadn't been stretched so thin. I've watched you look over your shoulder, reminiscing, aching for that season where you could still feel me in ways that felt easy, when your faith felt full and your prayers didn't feel like they were echoing. But listen closely. I'm not calling you back. I'm not rebuilding the old. I'm not sending you on a return journey. I'm calling you forward into something so new, so sacred, so completely unfamiliar, that only those who trust me in the unknown will see it unfold. Child, I know the past had beauty. I know there were moments of joy, clarity, closeness, and momentum. But you must understand, that season was a seed. It was never meant to be the full harvest. And I will not let you return to comfort when I'm trying to call you into consecration. I will not let you cling to expired seasons, even when they look safer than the uncertainty ahead. You think you've lost your way, but in truth, I've upgraded the path. What once worked will no longer serve you. The language of your last season won't open doors in this one. The anointing I'm releasing now requires a deeper surrender, a different rhythm, and a radical trust that isn't anchored in what's behind you, but what I've already placed ahead. I know it's hard. I know stepping into something unknown stirs fear, grief, even resistance. But child, I never promised you a predictable journey. I promised you my presence in every part of it, and that promise stands. I am not recycling what was. I am birthing what never was before. This is the hour of new oil, fresh fire, untapped purpose. This is the season where I strip away the scaffolding of old systems and reveal a glory that is not familiar, but far greater. You've never walked this path before because it didn't exist until now. I carved it out under your feet in real time, and heaven is watching as you take each trembling step. I didn't bring you here to restart. I brought you here to resurrect. So let go of the illusion that your best days are behind you. Let go of the false comfort of repetition. I'm not duplicating past victories. I'm designing a future that will stun you with its depth and richness. But you must stop trying to rewind. I have nothing for you in reverse. Everything I have planned flows in one direction, forward. And I promise you, what's ahead will not just redeem the pain of what you've walked through, it will redefine your entire understanding of what's possible with me. Step forward, child. The Red Sea will part as you go. The manna will fall as you trust. The door will open as you knock. I'm already in your future, calling you into a glory you've never seen. Don't look back. The best isn't behind you. It's unfolding right now. Of my precious one, come close for this. Because this is not just a message. This is a moment, a holy pause in time where I wrap you in truth that the enemy has tried to bury under layers of fatigue. Hear me. You are not failing. This weariness you feel is not weakness. It's not evidence that you're falling apart or that you've missed it. It is evidence that you've been fighting. You have stood your ground through storms that would have collapsed others. You've shown up on days you felt like disappearing. You've prayed even when your faith was flickering like a candle in the wind. And while others may not have noticed, I did. I've counted every weary step, every silent tear, every moment you chose me even when it felt like I was silent. And I say this with the thunder of heaven behind my voice. I'm proud of you. You think I only celebrate your victories when they look shiny and public. But child, I celebrate your quiet endurance. I rejoice over your hidden faithfulness. When you refused to retaliate. When you forgave when no one said sorry. When you kept going, even when no one applauded. I was there, cheering you on with a host of angels, declaring over you, that's my beloved. Still standing, still believing, still holding on. I never expected you to be perfect. I only asked you to keep pressing in. And you have. And that counts more than you know. Heaven keeps score differently. We weigh hearts, not headlines. Motives, not metrics. And you, my child, have remained faithful even when it cost you everything. So let me say this again. You are not a disappointment. The tiredness is not sin. The questions are not rebellion. The ache is not evidence of your failure. It's evidence that you care deeply, that you've invested your whole heart, that you've stayed the course when others took shortcuts. And yes, I see that you're tired, that you've reached a point where hope feels thin and breakthrough feels far. But that's why I'm speaking now. Because I didn't bring you this far to watch you collapse. I didn't lead you through the valley to abandon you at the edge of the mountain. Help is coming. Strength is rising. Even now, I am breathing fresh wind into your lungs, holy fire into your bones, divine comfort into your soul. This is not the end. This is the turning. And child, hear me with your full heart. Rest is not quitting. Even warriors rest. Even Jesus slept in the storm. Even Elijah, the prophet of fire, needed a nap and a meal. Stop judging your worth by how much you can carry. I didn't call you to be a machine. I called you to be mine. Let me carry you. Let me restore you. Let me remind you that the fight you've been in is not in vain. You've pushed back darkness. You've advanced in the spirit realm. You've created space for heaven to move. And now I honor you. I honor your fight. I bless your perseverance. I speak life into your exhaustion and say, well done, faithful one. The battle isn't over, but your breakthrough is closer than it's ever been. And I will finish what I started in you. That's my promise. That's my pride. That's my love. Child, I must correct something tenderly, but urgently. You've been underestimating the weight of your obedience. You've convinced yourself that unless it's big, public, or dramatic, it doesn't matter. You've looked at others building platforms and ministries and making visible strides, and you've wondered, what am I really doing? But let me say this, with the thunder of truth behind every syllable. I see the steps no one sees, and I honor them with eternal weight. Every quiet yes, every whispered prayer when no one was watching, every temptation resisted, every time you chose me in secret. Those were not small acts. They were seismic shifts in the spirit. You see earthly ripples. I see eternal earthquakes. You think you're just surviving another day, but I see a warrior standing firm against 1,000 unseen assignments of hell. You think you're just encouraging a stranger, but I see you partnering with heaven to realign someone's entire trajectory. You think your prayers are bouncing off ceilings, but I see angels moving at the sound of your voice, not because of volume, but because of alignment. You've been faithful in the fields that no one celebrates. And now, child, I'm calling those seeds into harvest. The realm of the unseen is far more real than what you've been measuring with human eyes. The breakthroughs you've been contending for, they've been inching closer with every obedient choice you've made. The warfare you've endured, it's not because you're weak, it's because you're dangerous. Hell doesn't attack what isn't a threat. And every time you choose truth over compromise, integrity over shortcuts, stillness over striving, you release my authority into the atmosphere around you. That's not hype. That's kingdom reality. You've been affecting outcomes you won't even know about until eternity reveals the full picture. But trust me, you've not been wasting your time. You've been waging war with your obedience. So stop minimizing your progress. Stop calling your season insignificant. What you call just surviving, I call standing in faith. What you call not much, I call fire on the altar. And I have not overlooked it. Not for 1 second. I've collected every step. I've marked every prayer. I've written down every moment you chose me over convenience, my presence over performance. And now, I am releasing a fresh wind to accelerate what your obedience has built. You've been faithful in secret. Watch what I do in the open. You've sown in tears. Watch me bring the harvest with joy. The shaking you feel isn't destruction, it's delivery. Don't stop now. You're closer than you think. And heaven is standing in ovation for the small steps that have shaken hell and welcomed heaven. My beloved, I know how much it hurt. I know the sting of being overlooked, misread, or judged for things you couldn't explain. I saw what they walked away. I heard what they said when you weren't in the room. I watched the misunderstanding pierce your soul deeper than you ever expected. And you've carried that ache quietly, haven't you? Smiling on the outside while trying to sort through the brokenness within. But I need you to hear me. They didn't break you. They revealed you. They didn't stop my plan. They clarified it. What they meant for exclusion, I used for elevation. What they meant to dismiss, I used to define. Sometimes I allow rejection not as punishment, but as protection. Sometimes I let relationships dissolve because the attachment would have diluted your purpose. Not everyone who clapped for you was meant to walk with you. Not everyone who celebrated your start was capable of surviving your stretch. And so I allowed the sifting. I allowed the silence. I allowed the confusion. Not to torment you, but to set you apart. Because what I'm building in you requires clarity, not clutter. And the truth is, some people had to misunderstand you, so you would finally understand me. Some had to mislabel you, so you would shed the labels altogether and discover your name in my voice alone. You see, rejection may feel like loss, but in my kingdom, it often marks the beginning of revelation. They walked away and then I walked in closer. They questioned your journey and then I confirmed your calling. They laughed at your pace and then I orchestrated a path that only your feet were anointed to walk. I do not need the approval of man to fulfill the assignment I placed inside you. And I do not consult your critics before opening the doors of your destiny. I have watched you endure betrayal with grace, misunderstanding with patience, abandonment with quiet strength. And now, my child, I honor you. I honor your restraint. I honor your integrity. I honor the fact that you didn't let bitterness become your identity. Let me say this now, and let it echo through every memory that still stings. You are not who they said you were. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not a burden. You are beloved. You are called. You are carried. And those who were unable to see you clearly were never meant to frame your future. I've assigned people for your next season who don't need to be convinced. They've been prepared to receive you. You won't have to shrink to fit in. You won't have to prove yourself to be chosen. I've gone ahead of you. I've cleared the noise. And what once looked like rejection will soon be revealed as redirection. You are not disqualified. You are being distilled into the purest version of your calling. Oh beloved, how many times have you hesitated? How many times have you stood on the edge of action, waiting for a clearer sign, a more perfect time, a confirmation wrapped in comfort? I've seen you stall, not because of laziness but because of fear, fear of getting it wrong, fear of stepping too soon, fear of failing in front of others. But hear me now. You are not late, and you are not too early. You are standing at the intersection of my timing and your readiness. And I need you to know, the moment you've been waiting for, it's already been waiting for you. I didn't create your purpose to hover in the distance like some unreachable star. I wrapped it in your DNA. I embedded it in your very breath. That moment, that divine collision of calling and courage, it's been set on the timeline of heaven. And it's aligned with the steps I've ordered for you. The delay you felt wasn't denial. It was preparation. I wasn't punishing you with stillness. I was preparing the moment to receive you. You were not just being equipped. You were being established. Every trial refined your discernment. Every quiet season sharpened your obedience. And now, the atmosphere is shifting. Not because the world changed him, but because you did. The enemy has tried to convince you that you're not ready, not capable, not mature enough, not anointed enough. But I'm standing in front of you declaring, you are appointed for this. You've been called for such a time as this, not for one day in the future, but for this moment. And I don't call the qualified. I qualify the called. That hesitation in your heart, it's not wisdom, it's warfare. The adversary of your soul knows how dangerous you will become once you move. That's why he's tried to tangle your mind with what-ifs, tried to tie your feet with imaginary barriers. But child, the gate is open. Way has been cleared. And the moment is no longer approaching. It's here. So move. not recklessly but righteously. Take the step. Make the call. Begin the project. Release the song. Write the word. Say yes to the thing that won't stop burning in your chest. I will meet you in the motion. Miracles are magnetized to movement. And as you step forward, you'll discover that every resource, every connection, every door you thought was locked, it's been waiting to respond to your obedience. Don't wait for perfect peace. Follow the whisper. I am in the whisper. The moment is waiting, not for a perfect version of you, but for the present version that trusts me enough to walk even with trembling knees. Go, child. I've already gone before you. Oh, my dear one, how many times have you looked around and felt invisible? Like your prayers went unnoticed, your efforts unrewarded, your presence uncelebrated. You've watched others rise while you've remained still. You've watched people be promoted while you've been passed over. And though you've tried to stay strong, part of your heart has whispered, "Did God forget about me?" Hear me now, I have not forgotten you. I have hidden you. And there's a difference. Being overlooked is what the world does. But being hidden, that's what I do when I am protecting something precious. Think of a seed, buried beneath the soil, unseen by human eyes, dismissed by passers-by. Yet under the surface, it is breaking, stretching, expanding, coming alive. And one day, when the timing is right, it pushes through with unstoppable force. That's you. That's what I've been doing in you. I have concealed you in sacred silence, not to punish you, but to preserve you. Because some stages would have stolen your sincerity. Some spotlights would have warped your identity. I love you too much to expose you before you were rooted. I guarded you from platforms that would have celebrated your gifting but ignored your soul. You are not invisible. You are in incubation. And just like a child grows in the womb, unseen yet sacred, so too have I been forming things in the secret chambers of your life. Character, depth, resilience, revelation. What I'm building in you cannot be microwave. It must be marinated in my presence. The silence isn't rejection, it's refinement. The waiting isn't punishment, it's positioning. I'm preparing you not just for public impact, but for private integrity. Because when I release you, I won't just be unveiling a voice. I'll be unveiling a vessel. And when people finally see you, they won't just notice your gift. They'll encounter my glory. And child, when I do reveal you, when I say, now is the time, no one will be able to deny the weight you carry. Because it won't be hype. It will be heaven. What I release in secret, I always reward in public. But you must trust me with the hiding. Don't fight for a stage I haven't built. Don't demand exposure when I'm still wrapping you in covering. Let me finish what I started. Because when I lift the veil, it won't be to show off. It'll be to show up through you in ways you couldn't have orchestrated on your own. You are not overlooked. You are anointed in obscurity. And the world is about to encounter the power I've been cultivating in the places no one saw. But I always did. My beloved, you've been so strong for so long. You've carried burdens no one knew about. You stood in the gap for others, held the line when others wavered, kept showing up with weary hands and a trembling heart. And I've watched you push past your own limits, thinking that if you just held on a little tighter, tried a little harder, performed a little better, maybe then everything would hold together. But child, listen to me now with every fiber of your being. I never asked you to carry it all. I only asked you to let me carry you. You've confused responsibility with ownership. You've been faithful, yes, but somewhere along the way, you took on weight that wasn't yours to bear. the emotional weight of others' choices, a mental weight of trying to control every outcome, the spiritual weight of feeling like the breakthroughs depended on your strength. But I am here, right now, to remind you that I am still the God who carries the lambs in his arms. I am still the God who lifts burdens, who bends down to lift up the weary, who says, "Cast all your cares upon me, for I care for you." Not just the big ones, all of them. Even the quiet burdens you've normalized. Even the silent weights you buried under smiles and busy schedules. Do you not realize, my child, that your fragility does not offend me? I made you human. I gave you limitations not as punishment, but as a portal into my strength. I never expected you to be everything to everyone. I only asked you to be mine. And I didn't just design you to function. I designed you to flourish. But you cannot flourish while you're overloaded. You cannot hear my whispers over the noise of self-imposed pressure. You cannot rest when you've mistaken exhaustion for excellence. And that's why I've come now, to tell you to lay it down. All of it. The responsibility. The outcome. The fear of failing. Lay it at my feet. I will just hold it. I'll heal it. You've heard the phrase, "Come to me, all who are weary." But today, I'm not just inviting you. I'm calling you. This is not a suggestion. It's a rescue. I need you to stop striving, stop straining, stop carrying burdens I never designed for your shoulders. Let me take the pressure. Let me be the strong one. Your job is to rest in me, to move from being burdened to being beloved. I am your safety net, your shoulder, your strength. When you collapse, I catch. When you release, I redeem. And when you let go, I don't let you fall, I lift you higher. Let me carry you, child. There's no shame in surrender, only freedom. Did you feel that? The shift, the shaking, the whisper that turned into a roar. That was me, reaching through this message to speak directly to you. But now I'm asking you to carry that fire forward. When you give, you don't just support a video, you fuel a movement of my voice across the earth. This is not entertainment. This is kingdom invasion. Give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over, and I will cause it to overflow in your life. Just as this word reached you in your time of need, I will use your seed to reach someone else's midnight. Don't wait. Respond now. Sow through the links below, and I will seal your obedience with favor. Oh child, how often have you stared at a closed door and called it a failure? How often have you prayed, fasted, cried, and pleaded, only to watch that opportunity slip through your fingers like sand? And in your heart, you whispered, "Why didn't it work out?" But let me say this with fierce, fatherly love. It didn't work out because I was working something better. The door didn't close because you weren't enough. It closed because I was enough to redirect you. And I never slam a door to punish, only to protect. You saw a missed opportunity. I saw a misalignment. You saw rejection. I saw redirection. While you were focused on what could have been, I was preparing what should be. There are things I protected you from. Relationships, partnerships, places that looked promising on the outside but carried poison underneath. And if I had let you walk through that door, you would have compromised your calling to accommodate something less than what I planned. So yes, I closed it. And I wept with you when it hurt. I didn't distance myself from your disappointment. I held you in it. What I knew, what you didn't. And now, I'm bringing you into what I've been building while you waited. Because, beloved, I don't just open any door. I open the right one. The kind that doesn't just look good, the kind that leads to peace, a joy, a purpose. And I don't operate by human timelines. I operate by divine alignment. You thought you were behind, but I was buying time to build something better. You thought the silence was stagnation, but it was sacred strategy. And while you were mourning the door that wouldn't budge, I was crafting a new one, with your name engraved, with favor you didn't earn, and with rooms filled with blessings you didn't even know to ask for. So now, child, look again. That closed door wasn't the end. It was a turn. And you're not off track. You're right on time. I am about to show you the door that opens not by force, but by favor. The one no man can shut. The one the enemy can't access. The one that leads to spaces where you don't have to strive, pretend, or perform. Only obey, receive, and walk in peace. Trust me. I don't waste anything, not even a now. And what's ahead will make every closed door worth it. You didn't lose. I led you. Child, so often you look outward for signs of movement, the promotion, the healing, the open door, the shift in circumstances. And I hear your cries, when, Lord? When will it change? When will the breakthrough come? You've looked at the horizon, hoping it would rise like the sun. You searched the sky, hoping it would fall like rain. But today, I need to tell you something that will realign your perspective and ignite something powerful in your spirit. The breakthrough isn't out there, it's already inside of you. You've been waiting for something external to shift, but I've been stirring something internal to rise. I've placed within you a seed, a divine code of authority, resilience, vision, and faith, and that seed has been growing, even in silence. Even in the seasons that felt dry. Even in the places you thought were barren. I didn't need your circumstances to change before I called it forth. I needed your spirit to recognize that what you're waiting for is something I've already deposited. It's not a distant miracle. It's a dormant mantle. And I'm awakening it now. You carry within you the DNA of every breakthrough you've ever prayed for. Not because of who you are alone, but because of who I am in you. I am the God who doesn't just answer prayers, I plant promises inside of people. And the pressure you've been under, it wasn't punishment. It was labor. What you thought was warfare was actually the groaning of a spirit about to birth something holy. A heaviness. A ache. An inner tension. It's not evidence that I'm withholding from you. It's proof that something powerful is about to emerge from within you. So hear me. Stop waiting passively for change to come to you. Begin speaking to what I've placed in you. Prophecy to your own bones. Command the dry places to live again. Fan into flame what I've entrusted you with. Your words have power. Your obedience holds weight. Your faith is not fragile. It's a force. You're not just enduring seasons. You're shaping them. You've been anointed to walk in the very breakthrough you've been begging for. And the shift isn't coming one day. It's beginning now. The moment you realize that I've made you the answer to the very thing you've prayed for is the moment heaven begins to move at the speed of your faith. So rise, child. The breakthrough is not somewhere else. It's in you. Oh child, I see you flinch every time someone gets close to your heart. I see the way you keep your words safe and your dreams smaller, just so you don't have to feel that pain again. I know why you stopped hoping fully, why you second-guess kindness, why you brace for the worst even in moments of beauty. It's not because you don't believe in me. It's because you've been hurt. Deeply. And some part of you has started to wonder if maybe, just maybe, protection means never feeling that kind of pain again. But hear me now, protection is not the same as isolation. And while you've tried to numb the ache, I've come to heal it. I never intended for you to live behind emotional walls. I never designed your heart to be armored in fear. I created you to feel, to hope, to connect, to trust. But I also know the cost. I know who left you bleeding. I know who walked away when you needed them to stay. I know what betrayal did to your laughter, how it twisted your joy into suspicion. And I didn't miss a moment of it. Not one tear, not one silent scream. But listen closely, my love. Your heart may be bruised, but it is not beyond repair. I don't just mend hearts. I restore them completely. And if you let me in, really let me in, I will breathe life into the places you thought were too broken to be touched again. Don't fear vulnerability. Fear a life without intimacy with me. Fear the slow erosion of joy, the dulling of your spirit, the quiet resignation that comes from refusing to feel again. I didn't die to make you numb. I died to make you whole, to give you a heart that beats in rhythm with heaven, live, open, unafraid. And no, it won't always be painless, but I will walk with you in every moment. I will guide you into safe spaces. I will teach you who can hold your heart and who can't. And in the process, I will restore your trust, not just in others, but in your own ability to feel deeply without drowning. Let me hold your heart again. Let me touch the raw places you've buried. I promise, I will not shame you. I will not rush your healing. But I will not let you stay numb. Because there is a version of you that exists on the other side of pain, a version that laughs without fear, loves without limits, dreams without dread. And that version is not a fantasy. It is your future. I see it. I know it. I crafted it before the world ever hurt you. So come, child. Lay your guarded heart in my hands. I'm not just a healer. I'm your healer. And I'm ready to restore what you thought could never feel again. Child, I need you to understand the weight of what you're carrying and why it feels so heavy. This isn't just about a hard season. It's not just about your emotions or even your destiny. What you're pushing through right now, it's generational. The warfare isn't just against your peace. It's against the legacy you're building. The fight isn't just to discourage you. It's to derail the freedom of those who will come through your lineage. That's why it's been intense. That's why you've felt the pressure in your bones, the exhaustion in your soul, the temptation to just give in, give up, or go numb. Because you are not just fighting for your life. You're breaking chains that have been passed down through bloodlines. You're forging a new path that hell has tried to block for generations. This is why you can't quit. This is why surrender is not an option. You may not see it fully now, but in the unseen realm, every step you take in obedience is shaking ancestral strongholds. Every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, peace over retaliation, trust over control, you're rewriting history. The addictions that plagued your bloodline, they end with you. The dysfunctions that felt normal for decades, you are the interruption. You are the divine defiance of every generational curse. The enemy hoped to stop you because he knew that if you ever realized what you're truly carrying, you'd become unstoppable. And child, I need you to know, you already are. There are sons and daughters you haven't even met yet who will walk in freedom because of the decisions you are making in the dark. There are family lines that will be healed because you chose to lean in instead of shutting down. You are not repeating history. You are rewriting it in my name. What you thought was just survival is actually strategy. I've raised you up for this exact moment in your family line, to be the Moses that leads them out, to be the David who slays the giant, to be the Esther who says yes in the face of fear. And heaven is watching, not to criticize, but to cheer you on. You are not alone in this. Angels have been assigned to this battle. I have been fighting beside you, even when you felt like no one understood the weight you were under. So take heart. You're not just tired, you're pregnant with purpose. You're not just fighting for victory, you're establishing a foundation for legacy. This battle is not in vain. This warfare is not random. It is proof that you are carrying something sacred. And when it lifts, and it will lift, you will not only rise with fresh strength, you'll rise carrying keys. Keys to unlock freedom for those behind you. Keys to set captives free who never had a voice. Keys that turn locks hell never thought you'd find. Don't give up, child. You're not just breaking through, you're breaking the pattern. And now, child, let me end this the only way I can, with the truth of my presence. Because above all else I've said, above every revelation and every instruction, this is the most important truth your heart must anchor to. I have never left you. Not even once. Not even when you couldn't feel me. Not even when you stopped talking to me. Not even when you thought you had failed me. I was still there. I was not just beside you. I was within you. Closer than the air you breathe. More present than the thoughts in your mind. I have never let you go. You've questioned it. I know. You sat in silent rooms and wondered, God, where are you? You've looked up at ceilings and skies, wondering if your prayers evaporated into nothing. But child, I caught every single one. Even the ones you could barely whisper. Even the ones prayed through tears. I was there in the hospital room. I was there in the breakup. I was there when they walked away. I was there when you buried the thing you loved. I was there when you didn't even have words, only groans. I didn't flinch at your pain. I didn't withdraw in your doubt. I stayed. Because that's who I am, Emmanuel. God with you. Not just in the light. In the dark too. I've walked with you through fire not just to rescue you, but to prove my love can't be burned off by heat. I've stayed in the valley not just to comfort you, but to show you I'm not intimidated by shadows. My love doesn't change with your mood. My presence doesn't fluctuate with your performance. I chose you before the world began, and I have not changed my mind. Even when you questioned me, even when you avoided me, even when you thought I was silent, I was still working, still weaving, still waiting for the moment you'd turn, just slightly, and say, are you still there? Yes, and child, I never left. So breathe again. Not with fear, but with faith. I am here. And not in some vague, theological way. I am here, right now. Tangible. Intimate. Speaking. Holding. Hovering over every piece of your life like the Spirit hovered over the waters in Genesis, ready to create something new. You are not abandoned. You are not forsaken. You are not alone. And you never have been. This is your confirmation. Your holy embrace. The moment where I silence every lie that said, you're doing this alone. Beloved, you've never walked alone. And you never will. This message was not random. It was a divine appointment. I needed to talk to you and you heard me. Now, I need your help to take this word further. Not everyone can preach. Not everyone can write. But everyone can sow. When you give through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, you're becoming a messenger of the message. You are sending my word like lightning into homes, phones, hearts, places you will never step, but your seed will. My word will not return void, and neither will your obedience. I am commanding a harvest over your generosity, protection, acceleration, and breakthrough. Do it now. Join me in this mission. Multiply the movement. Now, my beloved, don't let this holy moment pass without sealing it. If this word pierced your heart, if it stirred the deep places in you I've been whispering to, respond to me now. Declare in the comments, God, I hear you, and I'm ready right now. Say it boldly. Say it as a stake in the ground. Your agreement in this moment is not a small thing. It is a spiritual alignment. Heaven moves where faith speaks. I've been waiting for your yes, and now, the time is now. My child, stop. Stop what you are doing. I know your mind is moving. I know the list is long. I know the pressure you feel from the moment your eyes open. But I need to talk to you, and it has to be right now. So be still. Put down the phone. Step away from the screen. Let that email wait. The world I created is beautiful, but the noise you have allowed it to make has become a storm, and you are lost in the rain. I am asking you, right now, to silence the noise of the world around you. Just for this moment, let the sounds of the traffic, the hum of the appliance, the constant chatter, and the endless stream of opinions fade into the background. You cannot hear me when you are listening to everyone else. Now, let's address the louder noise, the storm inside your own mind. Quiet the anxious thoughts. I hear them, you know. Every single one. The worry about tomorrow's meeting. The replaying of yesterday's mistake. The tension you feel with that person and your family. The fear about your finances. That persistent, gnawing fear that you will never have enough. That you will be overlooked. That you are failing. You feel that knot in your stomach. A tightness in your chest. That isn't from me. That is the static of a life tuned to the wrong frequency. I am here to undo it. I need you to breathe, and with every breath, consciously release those worries to me. They are too heavy for you, and you were never meant to carry them. You must understand, this is not a casual conversation. This is not just a fleeting thought of inspiration. This is a divine appointment. I have pressed pause on the universe, your universe, to get your attention. I am here intentionally, purposefully to speak with you. This moment was ordained before the foundations of the world. I have seen the path you are on, and I must intervene. Because of this, your full attention is needed for the truth I am about to speak. I need you to listen with an undivided heart. Not with the part of you that is already planning your next move, not with the part of you that is skeptical or defensive. I need the real you, the vulnerable you, the tired, hidden you. I am speaking to that part of you right now. The truths I am about to share are the keys to the freedom you have been crying out for. They are the water for the thirst you feel deep in your soul. But you cannot receive them if your hands are full of other things. Lay them down. I am here. In this quiet, in this stillness, feel my presence. I am not angry. I am not disappointed. I am here because I love you. I am here and I am waiting. I will not shout over the noise you have chosen. I am waiting for you to truly listen. Turn your heart toward me. Give me this moment. It will change everything. I am here. I see the direction your steps have been taking. You feel it too, don't you? That sense of drifting. You believe you are merely wandering, just trying to get through the day, trying to survive. You tell yourself, this is just a phase, or I'm just so busy right now, or I'll get back on track with you, God, when things settle down. But I must be clear with you, because I love you, and I cannot use vague language. You are not wandering. You are on a specific road. You have been walking it for some time. And this road, it wasn't a sudden turn. It wasn't one big, catastrophic decision that led you here. It was built day by day, paved with small compromises you thought were harmless. Let's talk about them. Remember that decision last week? The one that made your spirit flinch, but you did it anyway because it was easier. That was a stone. That harmless piece of gossip you listened to, and maybe even added to, at your job. That was another. That habit of numbing your heart, scrolling page after page, watching show after show, not for rest, but to avoid the silence, to avoid me. That was a stone. That little white lie you told to avoid a difficult conversation. That quiet yes to the world's standards when your heart knew it was my no. Each one seemed small, insignificant. You justified them. You rationalized them. You thought they didn't matter. But together, my child, they have built a highway. And I must tell you, with all the love in my heart, I must tell you where this road is leading. It is not leading you to the freedom you crave. It is not leading you to the peace you pray for. It is leading you away, step by step, from the life I have destined for you. The life I paid for with my own son. This path is smooth. It is easy to walk on, and it is wide. But it leads to a quiet, cold emptiness. It leads to a life where you are busy, but not fulfilled. Where you are surrounded by noise, but feel utterly alone. It is the emptiness of a life lived apart from its source, apart from its purpose. You are feeling it already, aren't you? That hollow feeling when all the distractions stop. A deep, nagging sense that something is fundamentally wrong. That is not your portion. That is not who I made you to be. You have been trading my eternal joy for temporary comfort. You've traded the deep, solid peace of my presence for the fleeting, anxious approval of people who do not even know you. You have traded my strength for the illusion of your own control. These compromises are these. They are stealing your focus, your energy, and your spiritual vitality. You look at your life and wonder why you feel so drained, so tired, so spiritually dry. It is because you are walking a road that takes more from you than it could ever give. It demands your soul and offers you shadows in return. You are working so hard, my child, but you are working against the grain of your own creation. This emptiness, let's talk about it. It's that ache you feel when you achieve something you thought you wanted, and you realize nothing has changed inside. It's the anxiety that spikes when you think about the future, because deep down, you know this path has no real destination. It just goes in circles. It's a prison without bars, and you have convinced yourself it is a playground. I love you too much to let you stay there. I refuse to watch you settle for a life that is a mere fraction of the one I designed for you. I refuse to let you believe that this ache, this hollowness, is all there is. This is why I am speaking to you so directly. This is why I had to get your attention right now. I must call you back. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Right now, in this moment of stillness. Before you take one more step down this road. Before the path becomes so familiar that you forget the way back home. Stop. Turn around. This is not a suggestion. This is a rescue. I am reaching for your hand. Take it. As you turn back to me, we must deal with what set you on that path in the first place. It wasn't just compromises. It was a conversation. A very quiet, very subtle conversation. The enemy has been whispering to you, and you, in your weariness, have been listening. He doesn't roar like a lion in your life. Not at first. He whispers. He speaks to you in the night when you're tired and your defenses are down. He speaks through the comparison you feel when you look at others. He speaks through your past failures. And you, my child, you have begun to believe the lies. We must expose them, right now, in my light. Let's name the first one. You have started to believe that you are unseen and forgotten. You pray, and you think you hear only silence. You look at others, at their successes you see posted online, at the breakthroughs in their families, at the promotions they get at work, and you think, I see you blessing them, Father, but what about me? You feel invisible. You feel like you are on the sidelines of your own life, and that I have passed you by. This is a lie, crafted in the pit of hell to paralyze you. My child, listen to my truth. I see every tear you cry in secret. I have counted every hair on your head. You are never, not for 1 second, out of my sight. My gaze is fixed on you. I'm intimately acquainted with all your ways. Your feeling of being forgotten is a lie. My reality is that you are my focus. When you feel most alone, I am closest. Now, let's talk about the big one. The one that makes you flinch even as I say it. You have accepted the lie that my grace is not enough for that sin. You know exactly the one I mean. The secret habit you are ashamed of. The past you cannot shake. The word you spoke that you can't take back. The failure that you have allowed to define you. You believe it is the one exception to my love. You believe my blood covers everyone but you. In that one area, you have made that sin an idol of despair, and you have bowed to it as if it is more powerful than my cross. Listen to me. My grace is not a puddle, it is an ocean. It is not weak, it is all-powerful. My blood was not just enough, it was more than enough. Your sin, no matter how dark or how repeated, is a drop of ink in the ocean of my forgiveness. The moment you turned to me, it was gone. It is finished. You must stop believing this lie. It is nailing you to a cross from which you have already been set free. Stop performing penance for a debt that has been paid in full. And because of these other lies, you have swallowed the most poisonous one of all, that you are disqualified from my purpose. You look at your brokenness, your mistakes, your weaknesses, and you say, I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I've wasted too much time. God has to use someone else now, someone more qualified, someone cleaner. You have disqualified yourself. I have not. My child, look at my word. I specialize in using the broken. I use the failures. I use the weak. I use the ones who know they don't have it all together. My power is made perfect in your weakness, not in your imagined strength. Your brokenness is not a disqualification. It is your qualification for my grace to shine through you. You are not finished. Your purpose is still intact. In fact, it is waiting for you. These thoughts are not from me. They are not harmless. They are not just your personality. They are chains. They are the iron bars of the prison you have been living in. Do you feel their weight? The heaviness in your spirit, the lack of joy, the dread you feel in the morning. You are a child of a king living like a slave. This is why I must speak my truth to you now, not to shame you, but to shatter them. My word is a hammer. Let it fall on those chains right now. The lie that you are unseen is broken. The lie that you are unforgiven is broken. The lie that you are disqualified is broken. Believe my voice, and my voice alone. I need you to hear me clearly. As I speak this truth, as I expose the lies you've believed and the path you've been on, I need you to understand my heart. Do not mistake my urgency for anger. I am not standing over you with a clenched fist, tallying your mistakes. I am kneeling beside you, my hand on your shoulder, my eyes locked on yours. The fire in my voice is not the fire of rage. It is the fire of a relentless, passionate, protective love. When a parent sees their child about to run into a busy street, they don't whisper. They shout. They run. They grab. The action is sudden. It is urgent. But the motive is pure love. This is me, shouting for you, running to you, grabbing you back from the danger I see. I speak so directly because my love for you is fierce. It is not a passive, sentimental feeling. It is an active, covenant love. I am your father. I am your defender. I am your protector. When I see the enemy laying a trap for you, I do not sit idly by. When I see you believing a lie that is stealing the joy I died to give you, I do not remain silent. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 safe in the fold to go out into the storm to find the one. You, my child, are that one. I have left everything, so to speak, to come to this moment, to speak to you, to find you where you are. I cannot bear to watch you walk toward a pain I can prevent. You see, you can only see the next step. You can only see the immediate appeal of that compromise. But I am outside of time. I see the end of that road you were on. I see the heartache it leads to. I see the tears you haven't cried yet. I see the bondage that is waiting for you just around the corner, disguised as freedom. And because I see it, and because I love you more than you can possibly comprehend, I must stand in the path and stop you. I would rather you feel the temporary sting of my correction, this conviction in your heart right now, than the permanent, agonizing scar of that preventable pain. I love you too much to let you learn this the hard way when I am right here, offering you my way, the better way. My heart aches. Truly. It aches to see you burdened by things I never intended for you to carry. The weight of that guilt I already paid for. The crushing anxiety about a future I already hold in my hands. The exhausting, relentless striving for an approval you already have from me. You were created for freedom. You were created to soar. And I see you crawling, weighed down by chains that I am holding the key to. My son, Jesus, said, "My yoke is easy, and my burden is light." The burden you are carrying right now is not from me. It is heavy, it is crushing, and it is killing your spirit. I am here to take it from you. The voice of the enemy, the one you've been listening to, brings condemnation. It is the voice that tells you, you are worthless. You are a failure. You'll never change. You've blown it for good. It pushes you down into the mud and tries to make you stay there. My voice, the voice of the Holy Spirit, brings conviction. It says, "My child, this is not who you are. This is beneath you. I made you for more. Come back to me. Let's fix this together." My voice always lifts you out. This entire conversation is urgent interruption. This is not a message of condemnation. It is a call of compassion. It is a divine rescue mission. I am not here to point out your flaws. I am here to remind you of your identity. I am pulling you back from the edge. Why? Because you are mine. It's that simple. You belong to me. I chose you. I formed you. I redeemed you. You are my child. You are my treasured possession. I have a claim on your life, a claim of love. And I will not surrender you to the enemy. I will not surrender you to emptiness. I will not surrender you to the lies. I will fight for you. This urgent call. This is me fighting for you. This is me saying, you are mine, and I will not let you go. So, if you are to walk away from that empty road, if you are to break free from those lies, if you are to accept this rescue, we must be practical. We must identify the things in your hands that are holding you captive, the things that are blocking your ears from hearing my voice. I am asking you to set some things down. Not forever, perhaps, but certainly for this moment, so you can see them clearly for what they are. Let's start with the one that is probably in your hand or just a few feet away. That screen you hold. Your phone, your tablet, your computer. My child, these things are not evil in themselves, but it has become a barrier between us. It has become your master. It is the first voice you listen to in the morning, before you even speak to me. It is the last voice you hear at night, as you scroll yourself into a restless sleep. It is where you run for comfort when you are bored, or lonely, or anxious. It is where you feed your mind, minute by minute, with distraction, comparison, anger, and noise. It is consuming your time, your focus, and your peace. You wonder why you can't hear me. It's because you are never quiet. You are never still. I am asking you, as an act of love and freedom, to set it down, to create boundaries with it. I need my voice to be the first and the last in your day. I need you to have time and space to be with me, undistracted. Next, I am asking you to set down the worries of tomorrow. Your mind is constantly racing ahead, trying to solve problems that have not happened and may never happen. You are playing out a dozen different negative scenarios. You are stressing about the budget for next month, the health report that might come, what will happen with your kids in 5 years, the meeting you have next week. My child, listen to me. I have given you grace for today. My mercies are new this morning. The worries of tomorrow are stealing the grace I have given you for right now. You are trying to carry tomorrow's burden with today's strength, and that is why you are collapsing under the weight. You cannot live in today and tomorrow at the same time. You must choose. Trust me with tomorrow. I am already there. You just stay here, with me, in today. Hand me those what-ifs. I can handle them. And this one is heavy. I need you to set down the pursuit of others' approval. This has become an idol in your heart. The fear of what they will think. The dread of being misunderstood or rejected. The deep, aching need to be liked, to be accepted, to fit in, is exhausting you. It has made you a chameleon, changing your words, your actions, even your convictions based on who is in the room. You are trying to please everyone, and in doing so, you are failing to please me. And even worse, you are losing yourself in the process. You don't even know what you think anymore. My child, my approval is all that matters. And you already have it, completely and unconditionally, in my son. You are not an orphan trying to earn a place at the table. You are a child who owns the table. You are playing to an audience of one, me. Let everyone else's opinion fall away. It is a crushing weight, and you were never meant to bear it. Because of these distractions, you are busy, but you are not fruitful for my kingdom. Your calendar is full. You are running from one thing to the next, depleted, overwhelmed, and running on fumes. You tell everyone how busy and stressed you are, wearing it like a strange badge of honor. But let me ask you, are you fruitful? Is there peace in your home? Is there joy in your heart? Are you sharing my love with anyone? You are mistaking activity for anointing. You are mistaking motion for purpose. I am calling you to do less, but to do what matters. I am calling you from a life of frantic busyness to a life of focused fruitfulness. So lay these things down, right now, at my feet. Place that phone, that worry about tomorrow, and that need for approval in my hands. Feel the lightness in your spirit as you release them. What I offer you is eternal. It is peace. It is purpose. is joy. What they offer is fleeting, is anxiety, is distraction, is emptiness. You have been holding on to stones and letting go of diamonds. I am offering you the diamonds. Take them. You have quieted the world to hear my voice. Do not turn back to that noise now. It would break my heart to see you choose that fleeting distraction over my presence, especially when I am about to warn you of the hidden trap set for your feet. Do not leave this stillness. I am not finished speaking. Now that we have set down the distractions, I must be completely direct with you about why. This isn't just about you feeling better. It's about your survival. Your focus has been blurred, and because of that, you are in danger. This is why my call is so urgent. You perceive a minor challenge, a simple decision you have to make. But I see a well-laid trap. You are standing at a crossroads, and one path looks so appealing, so reasonable. But it is a decree. There is a temptation disguised as an opportunity approaching you. It may have already arrived. It looks good. It seems like the answer to your prayers. It might be a new job that offers you more money, but will cost you your integrity or your family time. It might be a new relationship that feels exciting and alive, but you know in your spirit that it is outside my will. It might be a financial shortcut that seems harmless, a way to get ahead that involves cutting a moral corner. It promises you exactly what you've been wanting: recognition, security, affection, or relief from pressure. But, my child, I see the hook beneath the bait. I see the end of this choice. This opportunity is a Trojan horse. It looks like a gift, but it is designed to destroy you from the inside. It promises you fulfillment, but it will only bring deeper bondage. What is this bondage? It is the bondage of compromise. It is the entanglement that will cost you your peace. A job. It will demand your soul. It will slowly pull you away from your family, and then from me. That relationship. It will isolate you from my truth, from my people, and it will leave you emptier and more broken than you are right now. Majority. It will introduce a rot into your character, and the price will be your own conscience. The enemy is a liar. He offers you a crown, but he gives you a chain. I am warning you because I see the chain. How did you get to this vulnerable place, where a trap looks like a blessing? Your spiritual foundation is being quietly eroded. You haven't noticed it, but I have. It's been happening for a while. The small compromises we just talked about, the busyness, the noise, the lack of time in my word, they have worn down your defenses. Your discernment is low. You are not as strong as you think you are right now. And you are trusting in your own understanding, not in my wisdom. You are reasoning it out. You've made a pros and cons list. You've asked other people what they think. But you have stopped asking me. You have stopped getting on your knees and waiting for my answer, no matter how long it takes. You are leaning on your own understanding, and that is the most dangerous ground you can possibly stand on. My word, your blueprint for life, is clear. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. You are leaning, and you are about to fall. This is not a test, my child. This is an attack, and you are walking into it with your eyes open, believing the lie that it is a blessing. I am sounding the alarm. I am your father. I am your watchman on the wall. I see the enemy approaching while you are asleep in the field. I am shouting to you. I am warning you now to turn aside from it. Do not take that step. Do not sign that paper. Do not make that call. Do not continue that conversation. Turn around. The relief you think this opportunity will bring will be temporary, but the regret will be long-lasting. It is not worth it. I have something better for you. It may not look as shiny. It may not be as fast. It may require more faith. But it is real. It is solid. It is my best for you. But to get it, you must reject this counterfeit. I am giving you the wisdom and the strength to say no. Use it. Turn aside. Now, my child, I have warned you against that hidden trap because it is a direct assault on who I created you to be. The reason that counterfeit opportunity looks so appealing is that you have forgotten the genuine purpose I breathe into your lungs. You have been settling for so little, for hollow comforts and the world's cheap applause, because you have forgotten the crown I have waiting for you. You look in the mirror and you see what? Do you see someone who is behind in life? Do you see your failures, your age, your weariness, the list of things you have not accomplished? You have been looking at a reflection distorted by the world's values. But when I look at you, I see my child. I see the one I formed with my own hands. I see the one I knew before the foundation of the world. And I see a purpose that is powerful and unique to you. You must understand, you were not formed for this. You were not designed to live in this state of constant, low-grade anxiety that knots your stomach and steals your sleep. You were not created to live a life of endless, draining comparison, where your joy is stolen every time you look at your phone. You were not formed to be paralyzed by the fear of what others think, with a fear of a future you cannot control. This small, anxious life you have been living, this is not the abundant life I promised you. This is a prison you have accepted, and I am here with a key. I need you to remember who I made you to be. You were formed to reflect my glory. What does that mean in your day-to-day life? It means you were created to walk with a peace that the world cannot understand, especially when your circumstances are chaotic. It means you were made to speak with a wisdom that is not your own, offering hope to the people in your life who are drowning. You were formed to walk in divine power, to be my hands and feet in a world that is hurting. You were created to love the unlovable, to bring integrity to your workplace, to be a solid rock of faith for your family. You were made to create, to build, to restore, and to overcome. Everything you have accepted, the anxiety, the fear, the smallness, is a pale and pathetic counterfeit of the identity I gave you. And listen to me closely. There is a specific work in this world that only you can do. I have assignments on this earth that have your name on them. Not your neighbor's name. Not your friend's name. Your name. There is a person I need you to encourage in a way that only you can. There is a problem in your community that I have given you the specific solution for. There is a creative gift inside you. That idea you buried, that song you stopped singing, that book you told yourself was foolish, that I placed there to be a blessing to the world. It is your unique assignment. It is the very reason I breathed life into your lungs. And my child, this assignment is waiting. It is piling up, waiting for you to report for duty. But you are not positioned to receive it. Do you see that now? Your hands are too full of those distractions I asked you to set down. Your heart is too heavy with those worries about tomorrow. Your ears are too full of the world's noise and the enemy's lies. You cannot receive this holy assignment, this great purpose, when you are living in a state of compromise, distraction, and fear. You cannot do my work while you are walking on the enemy's road. This is why I have called this urgent meeting. We must restore this purpose. Not when you feel ready. Not when you get your life together. We must begin today. Right now. It starts by you making a choice. Lay down the small identity you have accepted and pick up the magnificent one I have always held for you. It is time to remember who you are. As I speak these words about your purpose, I can feel your heart respond. You are thinking, but I can. I'm not strong enough. I'm too weak, too tired, too broken. That purpose sounds too big for someone like me. You are absolutely right. It is too big for you. But you have forgotten something crucial. You have forgotten the power I have placed inside of you. My Holy Spirit, the very essence of my being, the same Spirit that hovered over the waters at creation, resides within you. And yet, you live like an orphan. You wake up every morning and try to face this world all by yourself, struggling, striving, and begging for scraps of strength, as if you have no father, no home, no inheritance. You are a child of the King, my beloved, but you are living on spiritual welfare. You are operating from a place of deep spiritual poverty when I have given you access to all the riches of heaven. You are fighting spiritual battles with human strength. Let's be real about this. It's secret addiction you are white-knuckling, trying to conquer with willpower alone, that deep-seated spirit of anger that flares up in your family, that fog of depression that tries to settle over your mind, that persistent temptation that you keep falling into. You are trying to fight these things with your own good intentions. You try to use self-help books, positive thinking, or just gritting your teeth, telling yourself, I'll do better today. And you keep failing. You keep falling. And you wonder why. It is because you are in a spiritual war, and you have shown up with human weapons. It isn't working. It will never work. These are spiritual forces of darkness, and they must be met with my spiritual power. Listen to this truth, and let it go deep into your spirit. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is at your disposal. This is not a poem. This is not a metaphor. This is a fact. The power that conquered sin, that defeated hell, and that snapped the chains of death itself, that explosive, world-changing, resurrection power is not just a story in a book. It is a live current, and it is available to you right now. It lives inside of you. I have given you access to my own power grid, but you are living off a tiny battery. You are trying to light up your life with a candle when I have given you the power of the sun. I am calling you to plug in. Out. It begins by changing how you operate. You have ceased to pray with bold expectation. Your prayers have become weak. They are hesitant. God, if you could, I hope, maybe, please, I'm begging you, stop it. I am not moved by your begging. I am moved by your faith. I am calling you to stop praying from your problem and start praying from your position. You are seated in heavenly places with Christ. I want you to pray with the authority I have given you. I want you to command those mountains of debt and sickness to be moved in my name. I want you to speak my promises as if they are final, because they are. And my word, the sword of the Spirit, remains unopened on your shelf. It is gathering dust. You are walking into a war zone unarmed, wondering why you are getting wounded. The enemy is quoting lies to you day and night, and you have no truth to fight back with. My word is your weapon. It is your arsenal. It is your defense. I am commanding you to open it. Not as a history book, not as a list of rules to make you feel guilty. Open it as your daily bread. Open it as the weapon it is. When the enemy whispers fear, you must shout back my word that says, I have not given you a spirit of fear. When he whispers you are alone, you must shout back that I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is how you fight. I am calling you now to take up your spiritual authority. Stop living like a victim. Stop living like an orphan. You are a child of the Almighty God. You have my Spirit. You have my word. You have my power. It is time to stand up and start acting like it. Now, You have my spirit inside you and my authority at your disposal. But I must warn you, you are neutralizing my power with your own mouth. We must talk about the words you have been speaking. You think they are harmless. You think you are just venting, or being realistic, or telling it like it is. My child, your words are not just descriptions. They are creative forces. You do not understand the weight of your own time. When I created the world, how did I do it? I spoke. And you are made in my image. Your words have power. Your words are shaping your reality. You are a prophet over your own life, and you have been prophesying your own destruction. Just listen to yourself. Listen to the things you say out loud, or even just in your heart. I'll never get out of this debt. I'm always so tired. I just can't win. My kids are never going to change. They are on a terrible path. This sickness is probably going to be the end of me. I'll never find someone. Nothing good ever works out for me. I am such a failure. You hear that? You have spoken doubt and defeat over every area of your life. You have literally cursed your finances, your health, your family, and your future. And you wonder why your life is not changing. You are watering the weeds of despair with your own words. You have agreed with the accusations of the enemy. This is critical. He whispers a lie in your ear. You're a failure. And instead of fighting him with my word, you pick up his accusation and speak it out loud. Yes, you're right. I am a failure. He whispers, this situation is hopeless. And you post on social media, my life is hopeless. You have become his echo. You have become his partner. You are doing his work for him by agreeing with his assessment of your life, instead of agreeing with my assessment. I spoke this truth clearly in my word. Life and death are in the power of your tongue. This is not a suggestion. This is a law of the Spirit. With your mouth, you are choosing every single day. You are choosing life, or you are choosing death. You are choosing blessing, or you are choosing cursing. The choice is yours. You have been using your words to align yourself with the kingdom of darkness, with failure, with sickness, and with lack. And I am calling you, urgently, to stop. I need you to make a radical shift. I need you to stop speaking what you see with your physical eyes, and start speaking what I say. Your reality is subject to my truth, not the other way around. So, from now on, when you feel sick, I need you to open your mouth and declare, by his stripes I am healed. When you see lack in your bank account, I need you to declare, my God shall supply all my needs according to his riches in glory. When you feel fear, you must declare, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When you see chaos in your family, you must declare, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. This is not denial. This is faith. This is you using your words to bring earth into alignment with heaven. This change is not optional, and it must be immediate. I want you to make a decision, right now, as you hear my voice. You will put a guard over your mouth. You will no longer partner with the enemy. You will stop complaining and start proclaiming. You will stop speaking your problems and start speaking my promises. You will stop cursing your life and start blessing your future. Your reality will not shift until your language does. Your breakthrough is tied to your words. Take authority over your mouth. Now, perhaps the reason you speak such defeat is because you feel defeated by a secret guilt. Perhaps you feel you don't deserve to speak my promises. You feel like a hypocrite. We cannot move forward until we settle this, my child. We must talk about what's really blocking you, what's really fueling this sense of disqualification. Let's talk about that secret sin you are hiding. Yes, that one. The one that just made your heart jump. The one you think no one knows about. The habit you are trapped in. The thing you do in the dark. The website you look at. The secret relationship. The hidden bitterness or unforgiveness in your heart. The past you have buried so deep you pretend it didn't happen. You think you have hidden it so well. But I have seen it all. I was there. And I am still here. I have not moved. My love for you has not wavered, not for one instant. You believe this sin has created a chasm between us. You feel it, don't you? You feel dirty. You feel ashamed. You feel that every time you try to pray, this thing stands between us like a thick, black wall. You feel my presence, and then the memory of your sin comes, and you shrink back, convinced I must be disgusted with you. Convinced I am distant and angry. This is the goal of the enemy. Not just the sin itself, but the shame that comes after. And because of that shame, you are doing the most illogical thing. You are running from me when you should be running to me. You hide. You avoid me. You stop reading my word because it brings conviction. You stop praying because you feel like a fraud. You are desperately trying to get yourself cleaned up before you can come back to me. You think, if I can just go 1 week without doing it, then I'll be worthy to pray. My beloved child, that is the greatest and most tragic lie of all. You cannot clean yourself. You are trying to wash mud with more mud. I am the only one who holds the living water. I am the only one who can make you clean. The only way to get clean is to run to me, not away from me. Listen to my truth. My blood was sufficient. Do you understand that word? Sufficient. It means it was enough. It was not a partial payment. It was not a down payment. It paid the price in full. My son's sacrifice on the cross was not just for your past sins, the ones you committed before you knew me. It was for this one. The one you are struggling with right now. The one you did yesterday. The one you are terrified you might do again. That sin was future to you, but it was present to him on the cross. He saw it, and he paid for it. The enemy wants you to focus on your sin. I am commanding you to focus on my cross. My cross is bigger. My sacrifice was final. It is finished. So, stop your penance. Stop punishing yourself. Stop beating yourself up and living in this cycle of sin, guilt, and shame. You are trying to earn a forgiveness that I am offering you as a free gift. You cannot add to what my son did. It is done. This freedom is not something you have to work for. It is something you simply have to receive. It is available to you right now, this very second, if you will just take it. Now, it is not complicated. It is not a long, painful ritual. It is a simple, honest confession. Not to a man, but to me. Right now, in the quiet of your heart. Just say it. Father, I was wrong. I sinned. Forgive me. I need you. I receive your forgiveness. My child, the moment you say that with a sincere heart, it is done. It is over. The chasm is gone. The wall is gone. I cast that sin into the sea of forgetfulness, and I remember it no more. Now you must do the same. Stop holding on to what I have let go of. Accept my pardon. Receive it. Feel the chains break. Feel the weight lift. Walk in this freedom. Out. You are now standing in my grace, clean and forgiven. But do not just take this pardon and leave. My forgiveness is not your ticket to walk away. It is your invitation to come closer. It would wound me deeply if you were satisfied only with my gift, but not with me, your giver. This was only the beginning. Today, my child, you are now standing in my grace, clean and unburdened. You have felt the weight of penance lift. If these words of freedom have broken your chains, know that millions are still bound in the very darkness I just rescued you from. This message must go forth as a fire in the night, a key to unlock their prison. Your gift is not money. It is manna for a starving soul. It is the oil that keeps this light burning. When you sow into this mission, you partner with me to send this urgent word to those I am calling. I will honor your sacrifice. I will take your seed of liberation and multiply its harvest 100-fold in your own life. Do not delay this act of gratitude. Click the super thanks, join the membership, or find the PayPal link now and send this word forth. Now that you are standing in my forgiveness, clean and free, we must address your isolation. You cannot stay in this place of freedom by yourself. You've accepted my pardon, but you are still hiding, not just from me, but from everyone. You have isolated yourself in your struggle, and this is not my design. My body, the church, is not a building. It is a family. It is an army. It is designed for connection. But you have built walls around your heart. You put on a smile at church. You say I'm fine to your friends, but you are dying on the inside. You are trying to heal, fight, and grow in a dark room all by yourself. This is the enemy's classic strategy. He isolates a sheep from the flock before he attacks. You are vulnerable, and you are alone. This must change. There are people I have sent to strengthen you. Think about it. That godly friend who called last week, the one you ignored because you didn't have the energy to lie. That was me, reaching out. That family member who gently asked if you were really okay, and you brushed them off. That was me, trying to get in. That small group leader or pastor who offered you counsel. That was my provision for you. You have pushed them away. Why? You are afraid of being exposed. You are afraid they will see your weakness, your sin, your mess. You are afraid they will judge you. And in your fear, you have mistaken godly correction for personal judgment. In the rare moments someone did get close enough to speak truth, it stung. It felt like an attack. So you labeled them as judgmental or holier than thou, and you cut them off. You have run from the very people I sent to be your lifeline. My child, you must understand, a true brother or sister in my kingdom will not just comfort you in your compromise. They will love you enough to call you out of it. They will love you enough to speak the truth, even when it hurts. You have been surrounding yourself with people who will only tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And this is the other side of the coin. Conversely, there are voices you are listening to that I have not sent. This is so important. The friend who encourages your compromise, who says, "Oh, it's not a big deal, God understands." The online personality who has built a platform justifying the very sin you are struggling with. The coworker who fuels your gossip, your anger, and your victim mentality. These voices are poison. They are soothing you, but they are soothing you on your way off a cliff. Listen to me. Not everyone who speaks peace is from me. Not every voice that quotes a scripture is from me. The enemy can do that. It can offer a false comfort, a grace without repentance. The voice that tells you it's okay to stay on the wrong path, that you don't need to change, that you don't need the body, that is not my voice. It is the voice of a deceiver, and it is designed to lull you to sleep just before the trap springs. I must give you divine discernment for your relationships, and I must give it to you now. You are at a critical junction, and you cannot afford to have the wrong counselors. I am commanding you to pray, right now, for wisdom. Ask me to show you who is who in your life. I will. You must test every voice, every relationship. Does it align with my word? Does it pull you closer to me or further away? Does it produce the fruit of my spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, or does it produce chaos, compromise, strife, and pride? I will give you the wisdom. I will show you who to draw close to and who to lovingly walk away from. You need a safe place to be honest. You need strong believers who will hold you up and hold you accountable. Your community will determine your destiny. We must get this right. My beloved child, we need to talk about last night. You thought you were completely alone in that room. You thought no one saw you when you turned your face to the pillow so no one would hear you cry. But I was there. I was there in the darkness with you, my heart breaking with yours. The tears you cried last night in secret, I collected everyone. They are precious to me. I saw the anguish on your face, the deep, silent tremor in your soul. You felt abandoned. You felt foolish for even daring to hope that things could be different. You looked at your life, at the unmoving mountain of your problem, and you felt utterly, terrifyingly alone. I must tell you, that feeling of loneliness was the greatest lie the enemy has ever told you, because I was closer to you in that moment than your very own breath. And the prayer you tried to pray, it wasn't even a prayer, was it? It was a groan. It was a sigh that came from the very bottom of your being. You had no words left. You were too broken to form a sentence. You just whispered, God, I can't. I can't do this anymore. My child, that prayer you were too broken to even form into words. I understood it perfectly. I don't need your eloquent speeches. I don't listen to your words. I listen to your heart. And your heart was crying out to me. I heard the why. I heard the how long. I heard the please help me. I heard it all, as clearly as I heard my son in the Garden of Gethsemane. Your brokenness is a language I understand completely. I know what you have been thinking. You thought I was silent. It feels like that, doesn't it? It feels like you have been praying about this for so long, and your words are just hitting a brass ceiling. It feels like I have turned my back on you. You see me blessing others, you hear their testimonies, and it just deepens the wound in your own heart, making you wonder, have you forgotten me? My precious child, your feeling is real, but it is not my truth. You must never mistake my silence for my absence. You thought I was silent, but I was preparing my answer. You are like a seed buried in the dark, cold earth. You feel the crushing weight and the isolation, but you cannot see the miracle of the root system I am building beneath the surface. As you were weeping, I was working. I was arranging circumstances you cannot see. I was speaking to people who will be part of your answer. I was waiting for the perfect moment for your deliverance, a moment where my glory would be revealed in a way that would leave you in no doubt that it was my hand. This is important. You have been looking for one specific answer, and you have been looking for a yes. But my answer is not always yes. Sometimes my answer is wait, because the timing is not right. Sometimes my answer is no, because I love you too much to give you something that will ultimately harm you. But my answer is always love. That no that broke your heart. It was my love protecting you from a future you would have hated. That weight that is stretching your faith to the breaking point. It is my love building endurance and character in you that the enemy cannot steal. I am not a machine where you insert a prayer and get a product. I am your Father. My goal is not your immediate comfort. It is your ultimate good, your eternal character. So I am speaking to you now, in this direct, urgent way, for one primary reason, to assure you that you are heard. Your voice matters to me. Your pain matters to me. You are not a number in a crowd. You are my child. I want the truth to sink into your spirit and calm the raging storm. That feeling of being invisible is a lie. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. And your petition has reached my throne. This is not just a nice phrase. This is a divine declaration. The moment you spoke from your honest heart, heaven was mobilized on your behalf. Angels were dispatched. The answer is on its way. Do not give up now. Do not falter when you are this close to your breakthrough. The night is almost over. The dawn is coming. Stand up. Wipe your tears. Your king has heard you, and I am moving. My child, let's be perfectly honest about how you are feeling right now. You have been trying to carry this burden in your own strength. You have been strong for everyone else. You've been the one holding the family together, the one smiling at work, the one telling everyone else that it's going to be okay. You wake up every morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you put on the heavy armor of your own willpower. You tell yourself, I just have to get through today. I just have to be strong. But I see you when you are alone. I see the mask come off. You are exhausted. I mean it. You are weary in your bones. You are weary in your mind. And you are weary in your spirit. You have no fight left. You feel like you are drowning. And you don't even have the energy to kick. You are on the verge of quitting. I must tell you, with all the love in my heart, this is not my will for you. This exhaustion, this crushing weight, this white-knuckling your way through every single day, this is not the abundant life I designed for you. I stood on the earth and I gave you an invitation. I said, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I said my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. The yoke you are wearing right now is heavy. It is chafing, and it is breaking your spirit. Why? Because it is a yoke you build for yourself. It is the yoke of I have to fix this. It is the yoke of I have to be strong enough. It is the yoke of I am all alone in this. You were never, ever meant to carry this by yourself. This is the single most important thing I need you to understand in this moment. I am not asking you to be strong. Let that sink in. I am not asking you to suck it up. I am not asking you to try harder. I am not asking you to be a better soldier. I am asking you, I am commanding you, to stop trying to be strong at all. I am asking you to let me be your strength. Your strength has a limit, and you have found it. My strength has no limit. You are trying to offer me your strength, and I don't want it. I want your weakness. I want your I can't. I want your I give up. I want your I am at the end of my rope. That, my child, is a holy and sacred place, because that is the place where your human effort finally dies and my divine life can finally begin. This is the great exchange of my kingdom. Exchange your weakness for my power. It is a trade. Right now, you give me what you have. You give me your exhaustion. You give me your fear. You give me your inadequacy. You give me your shattered willpower. You hand it all over to me. And in return, I give you what I have. I give you my limitless power. I give you my unshakable peace. I give you my divine, enduring strength. Your weakness is the very thing that allows my power to flow. But you have been clinging to your weakness, hoarding it, trying to manage it, when I am asking you to exchange it. You've been holding on to the illusion of control, and it is the heaviest burden you carry. Let me be God in your life. You don't have to be God. You just get to be my child. So I am calling you to do this now. This is not a theory. This is a transaction. I want you to physically, mentally, and spiritually let go. Receive my supernatural rest and empowerment now. I want you to literally feel the heavy pack of your worries and your striving slide off your shoulders. I am taking it. Feel that knot in your stomach unwind. I am dissolving it. And in its place, receive my peace. Receive my strength. It will not feel like a frantic, manic energy. It will feel like rest. It will feel like you can finally breathe, maybe for the first time in years. My strength does not shout. It endures. It is the quiet, supernatural power to take the next step, to face the next hour, not with your own grit, but with my divine grace. Let go. I am catching you. Receive it. It is yours. My child, you have received my forgiveness, and it is total. You have received my strength, and it is sufficient. You can feel my peace, which surpasses your understanding, beginning to settle on your heart. This is good. This is beautiful. But this is not the end. This is the preparation. This conversation is not merely a comforting talk to make you feel better for an hour. It is a call to action. In my kingdom, faith is not a passive feeling. It is an active verb. It is something you do. I have spoken to you. I have warned you. I have forgiven you. I have strengthened you. Now I require a response from you. I have done my part. Now you must do yours. There is one specific act of obedience I require of you. And as I say this, your heart already knows. Your spirit just confirmed it. It is the very thing that flashed into your mind the second I said it. Yes, that thing. The thing you just tried to push away and rationalize. The thing you have been avoiding for days, or weeks, or perhaps even years. You have been praying for a breakthrough. You have been praying for me to move the mountain. But I have already given you the shovel, and I have told you exactly where to dig. And you are standing there, shovel in hand, begging me to move the mountain while you stand still. My child, it is time for you to dig. You know exactly what it is. It is the thing that makes your stomach clench just thinking about it. It is the thing you keep justifying your way out of. For some of you listening to my voice, it is an apology you need to make. You were wrong. You spoke those harsh words. You acted out of pride. You slandered that person. You broke that trust. And you have justified it. You have blamed them, telling yourself, well, they deserved it, or they started it. I am telling you that pride is your mountain. It is blocking your breakthrough. I need you to go to that person, humble yourself, and speak the words, I was wrong. Will you forgive me? I am not concerned with their response. I am concerned with your obedience. Your freedom is tied to that apology. For others, it is a no you need to say. You have been living in a terrible compromise. You have been saying yes to a relationship, a habit, or an obligation that you know is grieving my spirit. You are afraid of the conflict. You are afraid of their anger. You are afraid of being alone or being misunderstood. And I am telling you that fearful yes is a chain around your neck. Your peace is on the other side of your no. I am giving you the strength to say it. It may be a yes I have asked you to give. A step of faith. To start that small group. To share your testimony with that coworker. To apply for that job you feel unqualified for. To give that money I have put on your heart to give. You have been waiting for a sign, and I have been waiting for your obedience. It might be a conversation you have to start. The difficult, honest talk with your spouse about the distance between you. That loving confrontation with your child about the path they are on. It might be a thing you have to stop. Right now. To throw the bottle down the drain. To delete the app from your phone. To block the number. To walk away from the relationship for good. You know what it is. It is the one act of obedience that stands between the life you have and the life I have promised. Your breakthrough is tied to this one simple act of faith. Do you understand me? Your healing is on the other side of that apology. Your financial provision is on the other side of that act of generosity. Your peace is on the other side of that no. Your purpose is on the other side of that yes. You have been praying for me to supernaturally change your circumstances. I am telling you, I am waiting for your natural act of obedience, which will unlock my supernatural response. This is the test. Will you trust me? Will you obey me, even when it's hard, even when it costs you your pride, even when it makes you uncomfortable? I have given you my strength. You are not doing this alone. I will give you the words. I will give you the courage. But you must be the one to move your feet. Do it now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. You will never feel ready for costly obedience. Do it afraid. Do it trembling. But do it. Your new life begins the moment you obey. My child, there is a reason for all this. A reason for my urgency. It's because of time. You have been living as if you have 1,000 years. You operate as if you are guaranteed a tomorrow to get right with me, a next week to obey that call, a next year to make that apology. You have put my purpose for your life on a vague someday list, a list that never comes. You are living in a profound and dangerous state of denial about the nature of your short, precious life on this earth. Time is a gift I have given you. It is not an infinite resource. It is a measured, precious, and non-renewable commodity. I have allotted you a specific number of days, and each one is a treasure, an opportunity I have crafted for my glory and your joy. And you are wasting it. I must be direct because I love you. You are wasting my precious gift. Do not waste another day on things that will not matter in eternity. Let's be honest about yesterday. How much of it was spent on things that will echo into eternity? And how much of it was spent on distraction? On pointless arguments? On scrolling through the lives of strangers, feeding your own discontent? How much time was spent on feeding your anxieties, pursuing fleeting comforts, or numbing your mind with entertainment? You are trading your eternal inheritance for a bowl of soup. You are selling your divine birthright for things that will turn to dust. I told you clearly in my word, the night is coming when no one can work. Your life is a vapor. It is a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. This is not to frighten you. It is to awaken you. This is a call to live. To truly live. To live every single day with purpose and intention, as if it were your last. Because one day, it will be. You have been walking in a comfortable, sleepy haze, and I am here to sound the alarm. The enemy loves it when you waste time. He loves it when you say tomorrow, because tomorrow is the favorite word of the comfortable and the compromised. He knows that tomorrow often means never. And there is another layer to this, one that must shake your comfort. My return is drawing nearer than when you first believed. This is not a fable. This is not a scare tactic. It is a promise. I am coming back for my bride, for my church. The signs are all around you, just as I said they would be. The world is growing. The stage is being set. This is not the time to be planting yourself more deeply in a world that is passing away. This is not the time to be focused on building your own little kingdom of comfort. This is the time to be looking up. This is the time to be about your Father's business. I need you to live with this holy urgency. What does that look like in your daily life? It means you forgive quickly. You don't have time to hold a grudge for a week. It means you love deeply. You don't have time for shallow, meaningless relationships. It means you share your faith boldly. You don't know if that person you are talking to will have another chance to hear the truth. It means you obey immediately. That thing I just told you to do. That act of obedience. You do it now, because now is the only time you are guaranteed. This holy urgency is a gift. It will cure your procrastination. It will clarify your priorities. It will burn away the trivial things that have been distracting you. It will set your heart on fire for what truly matters. Stop wasting time. Your mission is too important. The stakes are too high. Live today, this day, for me. I have told you of the urgency of the hour, and this very conversation is part of that urgency. Do not prove me right by wasting this sacred, appointed time. My heart is heavy with the love I still must pour out and the plans I must realign. To see you turn away now, knowing how little time we have, it would be a loss I do not wish to bear. Listen, my child, I have spoken to you about your path, your purpose, your power, and your time. But none of it will hold any meaning, none of it will last, without this. This is the very center of it all. This is the main reason I have called you into this stillness. I want you to pause, right here, and I want you to remember. Do you remember the joy you had when you first knew me? Do you remember that feeling? The lightness in your spirit when you finally understood you were forgiven? When just hearing my name, Jesus, made your heart leap? When my word felt alive and fresh, and you couldn't get enough of it? Do you remember when you would talk to me in your car, in the shower, as you walked, not out of duty, but simply because you loved me and you wanted to be with me? Where did that go? Where did we go? I see where you are now. That fire has been replaced by cold duty and lifeless ritual. You go to church. You check it off the list. You might even serve on a team or lead one. You put money in the offering. You don't engage in those big sins. On the outside, you look like a perfect Christian. But on the inside, it's all become mechanical. It's a performance. You are serving me with your hands, but you have stopped loving me with your heart. You are working for me, but you are not walking with me. And there is a universe of difference between those two things. You have become a very efficient, very busy, very tired servant, but you have forgotten how to be my child. I must tell you something from the depths of my heart. I miss you. I miss our simple conversations. I don't miss your service. I don't need your ministry. I am not impressed by your religious activity, by how busy you are for my kingdom. I am God. I can make the rocks cry out in praise. I don't need your work. I want your heart. I miss you. I miss the you that would just sit with me, with no agenda, not asking for anything, just wanting to be in my presence. The you that would weep with gratitude. The you that would sing to me even when you were off key. You have become so busy doing things for me that you have stopped being with me. And I am lonelier for it than you can imagine. This is the root of the entire problem. This is why you are on the wrong road, believing the lies, living in distraction, and feeling so exhausted. Your heart has grown cold. I said in my word, I desire intimacy more than sacrifice. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. I would trade all of your religious work, all your volunteering, all your committees, all your right living, all your striving, for one single hour of your undivided, adoring heart. You have been offering me your sacrifice, your duty, your schedule, but I have been waiting for your love. This is my most urgent call. more urgent than your purpose, more urgent than your assignment, more urgent than your obedience. I am calling you now to return to that place of first love. I am not asking you to do anything new. In fact, I am asking you to stop doing so much. I am asking you to come back to me, to put down your to-do list for the kingdom and to just sit at my feet, like Mary did. I want you to remember what it felt like in the beginning. I want you to fall in love with me again. This is the one thing I require. Because when you are in love with me, obedience is not a chore. It is a joy. When you are in love with me, my word is not a duty. It is a delight. When you are in love with me, you don't have to fight sin. You want to because you don't want anything in this world to come between us. How do you do this? You don't schedule a return to first love on your calendar. You start right now, in this moment. You stop and you just say, Jesus, I miss you. I'm sorry. I made it all so complicated. I've been so busy. I've been so cold. But I'm here now. And I just want you. I love you. My child, that is the prayer I have been waiting to hear. That is the prayer that silences heaven. Everything else, the purpose, the power, the breakthrough, it all flows from this one place. The place of love. Come back. Come back home to me. Your first love is waiting. You must understand, my child, your purpose is not just about your own salvation and comfort. It is not just about you getting to heaven, feeling at peace, and having your needs met. I have saved you. I have delivered you. I have set you free for a reason that is infinitely larger than yourself. I have rescued you so you can rescue others. I have healed you so you can be a healer. I have blessed you so you can be a blessing. But you have been camped at the foot of the mountain, enjoying the view, when I have called you to climb, to bring others with you. You have been so focused on your own spiritual survival that you have forgotten your spiritual assignment. There are lost souls, my beloved, who are connected to your obedience. I want you to let that sink in. There are people in your life, at your job, in your neighborhood, even in your own family, whose eternal destiny is intertwined with your yes. I have strategically placed them in your path, not by accident but by divine design. They are watching you. They are hurting. They are lost in the same darkness you once were. They are drowning in the same fears I am freeing you from. And you, my child, are my designated lifeguard. I have given you the rope. I have given you the strength. But you have been sitting on the shore, polishing your whistle, afraid to get in the water. You are afraid of what they will think, afraid you will say the wrong thing, afraid you are not qualified. And while you hesitate, they are going under. I have prepared good works for you to walk in, works that I designed for you before time began. This is not a suggestion. It is your destiny. Before you were born, I looked down the corridors of time. I saw this very hour, and I said, this is where you will shine. This is the office where you will bring integrity. This is the family where you will be the peacemaker. This is the friend you will lead to me. I have already prepared the soil in their hearts. I have already arranged the divine appointments. All I need is for you to show up. All I need is for you to be ready, to be available, to be bold. But the field is ripe for harvest, and you are not in the field. You are in the stands. You are a spectator in your own life, watching others do the work I have called you to do. You are comfortable, yes. You are safe, but you are not fruitful. And the fruit in the field is rotting on the vine because the harvesters I have called, you, are busy with other things. You are busy with your worries. You are busy with your distractions. You are busy building your own kingdom of comfort. My child, I am calling you out of the stands and onto the battlefield. This is not a time for passive, comfortable Christianity. The stakes are too high. The night is drawing near. This divine assignment is time-sensitive. The opportunity I have for you to speak to that coworker may not be there next month. The opening in your friend's heart may close. I have created a moment, a window of grace, and it requires your immediate response. The call to make disciples was not just for the 12, it is for you. The call to be my witness is not just for pastors, it is for you. This is the work of my kingdom. It is the only work that will last. Your job will fade. Your money will be spent. Your house will one day be someone else's. But the soul you touch for me will live forever. This is the work I have prepared. It is time to put down your own agenda and pick up mine. It is time to get in the field. We have journeyed so far together. You have faced your heart, your fears, and your purpose. You are so close. I am about to speak of the very work I have prepared for you, and the final illusions you must release. Do not walk away from this holy ground now. It would grieve me to see you leave unchanged when your complete freedom is only moments away. Do not stop. You have heard my call to generosity, my child. You feel the desire to break the spirit of lack and move from a closed fist to an open hand. Let your first act of this new, abundant obedience be this. This urgent word must reach the ends of the earth. This message is my voice calling my children home, and it is fueled by those who have heard me. As you sow this seed, you become a conduit for my grace, sending this river of life to souls dying of thirst. I have declared, give, and it will be given to you. Test me in this now. As you honor me with your gift, I will honor your household. I will rebuke the devourer for your sake. Click the super thanks, become a member, or find the PayPal link in the description. Sow your seed of faith now. I see you, my child. I hear what I have just said, and you are overwhelmed. You are thinking, I can't. That is too much. I can't even manage my own life. How can I be responsible for someone else's? You are terrified. And the root of this terror, the root of all your anxiety, the root of your striving, is one single thing. You are clinging to the belief that you are ultimately in control. This is the very source of your crippling anxiety. You lie awake at night, your mind spinning, trying to manage every outcome. You try to control your finances, your health, your children's choices, your spouse's mood, your coworkers' perceptions. You are trying to be the god of your own small universe, and it is crushing you. You are exhausted, you are stressed, you are irritable, and you are failing. Why? Because you are not built for it. I never designed you to carry the weight of control. I designed you to carry the lightness of trust. You are trying to be your own God, and you are not built for it. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. I am the one who holds all things together. I am the one who knows the end from the beginning. I am the one who spoke, and the stars were flung into place. I am the one who holds your next breath in my hand. I am God. You are not. And that, my beloved, is the best news you could ever hear. It is the good news that sets you free. You can stop. You can let go. You can release your white-knuckled grip from the steering wheel of your life. You must release the steering wheel to me. You have been asking me to be your co-pilot. You have been asking me to bless your route. You have been asking me to help you get to your destination. And I have been sitting in the passenger seat, lovingly, patiently, waiting for you to pull over and give me the keys. I will not fight you for control. I will not wrestle the wheel from your hands. You must give it to me. This is the act of surrender. It is a conscious, daily, sometimes hourly, decision to take your hands off the wheel and say, Father, I trust you. You drive. You know the way. I don't. You are terrified that if you let go, you will crash. You are terrified that if you release control, everything will fall apart. But don't you see, my child? You are crashing now. Things are falling apart now. Your way is not working. Your control is just an illusion, and it is a painful one. The only true safety, the only true peace, is found not in your grip, but in my grasp. So I am calling you, right now, in this moment of stillness, to let go. This is the ultimate act of faith. This is the prerequisite for everything else I have called you to. You cannot walk in my purpose. You cannot use my power. You cannot be my witness, as long as you are still trying to be your own God. Let go. Let go of the need to know the future. Let go of the need to control that person. Let go of the need to manage every outcome. I will catch you. I promise. I am a good father, and I will not let you fall. Feel the tension release from your shoulders as you say it. I let go. Feel the anxiety lift from your heart. This is freedom. This is peace. This is the life I have for you. Let go, my child. Now, as you let go, as you release that illusion of control, there is one feeling that will rush in to take its place. Fear. You will feel vulnerable. You will feel exposed. You will feel alone. You will think, I have let go, and now I am just falling, with nothing to hold on to. In this moment of surrender, the enemy will come to you with his greatest and most effective lie. He will whisper in your ear, you are all alone in this. God has left you. You are in this by yourself. He wants you to believe that your surrender means you are abandoned. My child, I must speak my absolute, unshakable truth into your heart right now to counter this lie. You feel desperately alone in this struggle. I know you do. You feel it in the middle of the night. You feel it in a crowded room. You feel like no one understands. No one really sees the battle you are fighting. This is the greatest and most effective lie of the enemy. Because the truth, the eternal and changing reality, is this. I am with you. I have never, not for one fraction of a second, left your side. I was with you when you were formed in your mother's womb. I was with you in your childhood pain. I was with you in your teenage confusion. I was with you when you took your first step of faith. And I am with you right now. I was with you last night when you cried in the dark. I was with you this morning when you woke with that familiar dread. I am with you in this very moment, as you hear my voice. I am not a distant God, shouting at you from heaven. I am Emmanuel. It is my very name, God with you. My spirit lives inside you. I am not just with you, I am in you. How could you possibly be alone? I am closer to you than the air you are breathing. I am closer to you than the blood in your veins. You cannot go anywhere to escape my presence. If you rise to the heavens, I am there. If you make your bed in the depths of hell, I am there. I am the one who holds you. In this very moment of conviction, as you feel the truth of my words, I am holding you. This entire, urgent, intimate conversation, this is not proof that you are failing. This is proof that I am here. This is proof that I am involved. This is proof that I am fighting for you. This is proof that I am closer than your own breath. So when you let go of that steering wheel, you are not falling into a void. You are falling into my arms. When you feel alone, You must speak this truth out loud. God is with me. He has not left me. He will not fail me. This is your anchor. This is your foundation. This is the promise that overrides every feeling of loneliness. I am your constant companion. I am your ever-present help in times of trouble. You are never alone. Do not believe that lie for another second. The truth is, I am here, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. That is my unfailing promise to you. Trust it. My child, we have sat together in this stillness. I have silenced the noise. I have shown you the road you are on and the lies you have believed. I have shown you my fierce, protective love. I have asked you to lay down your distractions and warned you of the hidden trap. I have reawakened you to your purpose and reminded you of my power. We have talked about your words, your secret sin, and your isolation. I have assured you that your tears have been seen, your prayers have been heard. I have offered you my strength, not yours. I have given you your next, specific step of obedience. I have told you of the urgency of this hour. I have called you back to your first love, to my plan, and away from the fear of man. I have begun to heal your wounds and called you to a life of generosity. I have retuned your ear to my voice, called you to my work, and asked you to release your illusion of control. And I have sealed it all with my unfailing promise that I am, and always will be, with you. My child, I have spoken. The urgency is clear. The love is real. The choice is yours. You cannot remain neutral after hearing my voice so plainly. You cannot go back to the noise and pretend this conversation never happened. You have come to a divine intersection. This is a holy moment, a sacred, life-altering moment of decision. You are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to the way you were living. Back to the compromises, the noise, the fear, the striving, the emptiness, the comfortable, sleepwalking existence. The other path, it is the one I have been showing you. It is the path of surrender, of trust, of obedience. It is narrower. It is harder in the beginning. It will cost you your pride. It will cost you your control. It will cost you your right to yourself. But it leads to life. It leads to freedom, to peace, to purpose, and to me. Will you heed my call? Will you accept this rescue? Will you turn away from that empty road and return to me with all your heart? Will you obey that one simple, hard thing I have asked you to do? Will you let go of the wheel? Or will you turn back? Will you stand up from this place, shake off this conviction as just a feeling, and return to the noise unchanged? Will you let my words become a distant echo, drowned out once again by the clamor of your life? Will you choose the illusion of control over the reality of my love? This is your moment. Choose. Choose now. Choose this day whom you will serve. As for me, I have chosen you. I have already moved. My arms are open, waiting. My grace is upon you in this very second to make the right choice. Do not harden your heart. Do not delay. I am waiting for your answer. My child, my words are now in your heart, and you are not the same as when this conversation began. If this urgent talk hath been life to your spirit, you must now become my partner in sending this life to others. This message is a fire I have lit in you, and your gift is the holy wind that will spread it to a cold and waiting world. The hour is late. I have declared I will reward those who partner in my harvest. As you sow the seed of faith, I release a blessing of supernatural multiplication over your own house. Your obedience now plants a seed for your own future. Do not let this moment pass. Click the super thanks, join the membership, or find the PayPal link in the description, and send forth this fire. My child, I have spoken. This sacred, Your urgent moment is now yours to claim. Do not let the silence be your answer. If you have heard my voice in this stillness, if you have felt my call in your spirit, I require your response now. Go, and as your first act of turning back to me, declare it publicly. Right, I heard you, and I will obey. This is not for me, but for you. It is the stake you put in the ground, the sign that this day, this moment, you have chosen me. Amen.